kaya ho grogro ne kaya ho ena ye day etwato awa October bosumi mo akakakra bi ne awura eye November bosumi mo onyame de ye twa eti ye kwaso ampa mu ka say ye nyame no okaya ho one ye na nante one ye na edi akwani aba ena da ba bia ye bekọ bia ye nyame yi kan ho one ya na onu ankasa ena de ye betwa edu bosumi na eda ye nim no ye betwa bosumi no edi mu de enkoso be koso peja be ba ye die be ba ye nchen ejira bebre be ba ye so. Oh yes, because our God, the Holy Ghost is here with us. Oni ana edi akwani aba no abusia TV XYZ nie and a power 97.9 Dwaboase dwumade nie free sabre kosi nondu enkomo ye bedi o my Ghana ho kire ho nkomo ehọ na nkomo no wo enu adabra wabra na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama woyi eye Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wabra wobusa ne nsemfuanum Ghana fo nyina nsemfuanum a waye na adwen se wono de wode nsemmisa na beyi na no no. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ekani pay wose babi o my Ghana aduro no enkomo no enye bibi fufuro bia o enye sa no meya wakosesa ede agu kwashinsu imo enkomo a Ghana fo adie aye ye sika samon toto ye beya o man no ye bese kwaye gina panya o man ne beba beya krabehwe timamufo no ho beto mo ehon ne nkomo no wo and I refer to US President Bill Clinton. Ebra no mo so yo mo campaign say yeah bi sabra na United States of America the economy no atia sign according chinchi sabra na Bill Clinton raise issue Bush Senior George Walker Bush ne papa no so de number bi I want Bill Clinton more one in the campaign team what will raise his slogan be say it's about the economy stupid and you tell me there and quite one die and ni brand na wo America sabra na di it is abufuo no any say ni bra bo my Ghana no and no His Excellency John Dramani Mahama nradan wo tira so di Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia no the baba ya de bi sisi e wa bra ho krogro ni achi with the leadings of the Holy Ghost, with the leadings of the Holy Spirit. Ya be ya de bi sisi e me baba be phone lines no na answer na be phone lines no but what here His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wa bra no this answer for ni tuga oh yeah me Dwaboase ni power 97.9 and a TV XYZ maminto on Facebook or a power 979 TV XYZ Ghana. It's the last day of this month, October. Sada we won't be. It is a medical kind. Sada Baya in Shred Dianimo, one Sabeka, Sada Baya and Pega, Ebaba Manfosono, Pusuba Dibu Denibi, Sada Baya and Saint-Trenier Bessie in November. No, Ubenya Sum for 20. Bessie, position yourself well. Jina baby and Yami Befano. Jina baby and Yami Baba Bobu Chidom. Jina baby and Yami Baba Becao. And no crafano. No crafano, no was yen Yagina. Said the bear in Jaya Nam Kwasu Bay was on Sabakabi. No me, I shall say Banco Phobiso. We say Cophobia, your migraine said. Omoba tata timamofo ekofobia your migraine say omoba fashion say so aka nyamema ase na nyame se wo makwan masade ne ma because the light has come ohaina pie oh yes Lord mini bre kanyu mo mi jagu mu kakra Bayetie His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wabra nyumu etwagu wase ho wabra wode sansam ne tuudwa o say about the economy stupid I refer to Bill Clinton and you see unlike Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo a okwa wi ankofo nsem a one credit to omo no His Excellency John Dramani Mahama equal to Bill Clinton wakase eye Bill Clinton the cast asebwe na sansam no kai no metime ka e dia ka asem bi me my Ghana Sabra my Ghana AC apeni Sabra Ghana for one which rem and only ye here said Yet, President Mahama, Wabra, or they saw something to that. Yet, you know.
When we were in nursery school, we used to learn what they call nursery rhymes. And that one, you just have to learn it by heart. Even when you're sleeping, you should be able to repeat it. So if you remember, Baba, Black Sheep, have you in the wool? Then we had Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Those nursery rhymes. I woke up this morning and I saw 50 questions to me. It looks like our Vice President has just learned those things in the 50 questions the way we used to learn Baba, Black Sheep, Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Because I asked you 5 simple questions on the economy. That's all. Simple questions that Ghanaians want you to answer. You go and respond with how many compost plants, did you build, how many this did you build. That is not what the issue is in Ghana today. Let me take you down memory lane. In 1992, there was an election in America. It was between Bill Clinton and George Bush Sr. At that time, the American economy was in recession, the way the Ghanaian economy is in crisis today. And people were talking about immigration, talking about all kinds of useless things. You know what the Clinton people said? It is about the economy, stupid. Today, I'm repeating those words. This election is about the economy, stupid.
That's all. Oh yeah, it's about the economy, stupid. When you be at the move, oh, just somebody my mom say nursery rhymes and number repeating, and some ya Dr. Mahmoud Bahomia Busaye, and some I will be say, yeah, you know, yeah, Ghana for Nanka said, yeah, that's yeah. What you can buy me questions? Social intervention program, compose a day, Yadana, a Vienna in Mucho, Mama, near Dundum Kanya. Where you come, baby, where you comfortable, or pursue na sabre Ghana for say, Yanya Crado, Yan prepare your home, Yan prepare your game, Emma propaganda, and your propaganda, Brenier, and you braba. Sabre when I wasn't penny for Ghana, or would penny young, penny dear. Now, when I your minor man, head of the so-called economic management team, you bizarre economy once a month. Or questions in pa, what's that here? Ebisa John Mahamano. The word economy in Pampi was wrong. Who the word economy I want to mean was wrong the word economy. Ghanaians, we must be worried. While we are worried about what's happening at the judiciary, we must be worried about the vice president who is seeking the mandate of the good people of Ghana. We should be worried. Is it not worrying? The economic wasted is running away from the word economy. Who the word economy and who Ghana? What to be for nano for away? I know what the lectures be better. What to be for Tachirama way? I know what the lectures be better. What to be for cut the word economy? Oh yes. But I bet you and no more we are crossroad. Me say on the 2nd of November, I drop by for your magazine say, Omo Baba to us and get ready. And yet to us and get ready, so I wouldn't be a best with them. Gadidina, what then in normal media on your bob better than Lorry Mono. And I'm such a get ready crossroad tea. On also to no manner or Bemaso. Especially Sabreya, Adiachi Adia Sabiano, and Noma Bokwane crossroad. This is where we are. So say John Dramani Mahama quote Bill Clinton and the Akasam said it's about the economy stupid. What they can Ayamo Musu Amokasa John Mahama and then what did you attempt? And then Namunia for the past 4 years and Mahama Wabemo Atembeni Endino and somebody Ancantono so. But your mama, yes, or your vengeance, and I say, Ebia will Tramuco. No, what Casam, but Trobia some day Casam, or Johnny Aquanasams were creditino, a communication expert, only my dear, plagiarism better by or credited a comma. papa ya was say why human rights lawyer first day wo side ya che Ghana for and na no this same di kan and ya che Ghana for amanfo nsem o makeka bo baabi and we try no be kade kire no wonder say ya what be ya ye woman no wonder I'm referring to Akufo-Addo no wonder because I ask you to be citizens not spectators no sananya ne west because I shall protect the public purse sananya ono anasem no wonder because I know dream baby I will be another person be a phone lines no bebre na boy tia about 6:51 a.m. ebra so say dia agudie mo nsem beba ebo 7:10 pepepa ye ba na fe ye wuram na ye de tonto sansan no e dia bro ebo Taylor tena say no Manchester United oh my goodness o masa baby o yeah we say coach for fraud nam kwan so ba no Martin nsem bi dia fa no ho ono why a master tactician what do you say why a master tactician when you one way grab ball ni bi yeah when you coach bia o wodi nkase bia ma but you see ni amanfo ni mfa no ho no eno na eba beda Mose
last me say we are Manchester United fan no now say we are Man United and what you to say we are Man United
sir okay
over and we are there
and Manchester are there
5 there
mo ka mo bi ante
oh my are there
osofo ti ase o say Edwada ye ba ya Minkah say ya
you so bulusu ye you can say bobu 2-0
oh ye bobu
2-0
eh Chelsea
oh I be was
Evangelist Gladys me watch Evangelist Gladys me watch
the blue boys
the blue is on fire
the blue is on fire where they are share
they on the losing streak
Abidjan for the TV
Abidjan yomo everybody na cause agudi ebo
all right then no pay atras with him say power morning sports and no pay the bramo yesane e kai no and draw Carabao Cup matches bebre na e so it ho results ebe to me at the Abrao Sanso and the Black Satellite of Ghana omonso no and draw no mu gina kono finals oh afubi tournament na e so e wo Cote d'Ivoire no omonso no ekoye no finals ye tumi dru ho de nanso ntumi anko ye tumi anji crew no ntumi amfa mba Ghana and draw e wo corner line sports e wo radio XYZ ye ne Dan Kwe e di kasa ye ono so no ensama e cause Black Stars no odbebre na to join the hunsem nyina e de bebre sanso e na endra e wo Legon Stadium Legon Cities e na Kotoko ono so no ntumi anko ye ne e koso e ho nyina no e betumi e de abro and the producers no Roger Emmanuel the sports monarch and na Kojo Fosu fan mi so amede nsem no ebrem di no eye ebotela onim se etena isa na edwume ko bi e na waso ase a agudie mu nsem na no pay ye de bremo Dovita Herbal Clinic ono e na waso ase a ye de agudie mu nsem no ebrem sisi a no omo de Dovita man capsules aba Dovita man capsules ye bema wa ye mre e wo mpemu a o se wo hwe bi na wonom a obetumi ebumpa adechi a ebeto enwom e na e de afrel ebe from Mira eno Dovita man capsules in yourself we should be na wonom na ye from Rasponko de to aso na bitumi emfa to aso so a low sexual libido ni nyina no e wo se ebetumi abo na yini nyina enso efrio e de amount sanso e na Dovita eye co capsules enso aba eno no se koko e na hawa hwebi nanom ebe ye frio e de amount body pains waist pains constipation ni nyina no betumi aboa na ye frio e de amount sisi aso Dovita gono capsules aba se uyo bia sexually transmitted infection enyawa gonorrhea pa enyawa wo se wo hwe bi na wonom eno so betumi esiesie ho na ate wo ho aye krogen ebe ye krogen ama aye STI sa we nyina tumi eyi eni nyina enso efio sanso na Dovita tonic aye herbal tonic papa abedwaso a se uyo bia ebeboa cleanse wo blood vessels ni mu nyina sanso ebeboa awash wo organs toxic materials a o nipedie no be gini nyefio ama bibia koye enso edi ama obema ahoden papa sanso na immune system no ebetumi asiesie no edi ama ahoden no betumi enya bi sanso na menstrual problems ana hawa e wo se wo hwe bi na wonom na ebetumi abo pa wo pedro e bi ato a wo awochi elang taxi station ho and a head office no e wo entinom sans 24-hour delivery service nationwide Ghana have bia o pay bia no obetimi anya bi sanso ɛna time no 1 a.m. 2 a.m. 3 a.m. kra eduro no benya bi na wato obetumi afre numbers we 0246265313 and I say 05027160760 WhatsApp number no so 05027160760 ope dovite drone bi ato na anase wetu a ko Okashi drug lane eno ewa Accra abet Sam Herba ewo ho sans and Ebi Clark drugstore first floor ewo Adipa house eno eso ebutu Accra Kings Walk Herba Angel Herba Repash Herba Nana Boachi Herba Little George ewo Tema Larry and Larry Pharmacy ewo Ashama Ecool's Pharmacy ewo Ashaman Redeemer Herba ewo Ashaman and accept the Lord Herba Center and also ebutu Somenya Dovita Herba Clinic was good health is our concern be no yɛnhyɛ nsɛm na se na yɛnkɔ the black satellite of Ghana and dra na yɛne yɛ fierce rivals Nigeria na yɛne ɔmu gyina akono a yɛhwɛ anim sɛ of big tournament a ɛkɔ so na yɛbɛtumi agye ani na yɛtumi agye esi yɛ nanso no the black satellite of Ghana ntumi anko yi yɛwie no na Nigeria for atinya boy kamienu a yɛtumi etimu baako na branti a di edi Kparabo Areri ɔno ɛyɛ Nigeria ni ɔno na wo so atena no ɛde mɔmo ɛwɔ ɛyɛ first half second half no ɛna Jerry Efie Ghana ni papa ɔno so no enya consolation goal no ɔde ma ɛyɛ the black satellite of Ghana yɛwie no abranti ade din ɛde ɛyɛ Jerry Efie ɔno ɛna mpanifo ɛbɔ ne din ɛsɛ the most valuable player ɛwɔ championship a ɛkɔɔ so 5 matches ɛna ɛbɔ no abranti no etumi ɛwɔ so ɛyɛ 5 goals ɛnso ɛwɔ hɔ until 5 matches a the black satellite of Ghana ɛbɔ ne nyinaa no abranti no etumi enya goals ɛwɔ matches a Ghana ɛbɔ ne nyinaa to endra entumi ankoye amfama the black satellite of Ghana Nigeria etumi ɛhyɛn although say ɛyɛ AFCON ayɛba so ɛwɔ Morocco no ya qualify there nanso no trophy no entumi anje amfama Ghana ntino ye hope say yɛkɔ ɛyɛ African Cup of Nations na ebetumi ayɛ anase ebetumi abɔ ɛhomoden na semi finals yɛtumi ewuram na yɛtumi qualify World Cup a ɛno so ebetumi aba so ɛwɔ Chile next year no it is pepe ɛna ɛkɔ so ɛnso black satellite ɛnso akache na yɛkɔ Ivory Coast and also no endra ɛyɛ the third place playoff no ɔmo so tumi agi esi ɔmo nice wɔ mbra ɔmo tumi ɛkyi regye ɛbɔ ɔmo ka mienu ama ɔmo so no ɔmo ntumi ante ɛntu si ya no ɛyɛ wafo big tournament a ɛkɔ so Nigeria ɛna agi gold Ghana ɛgye silver ɛna ɛyɛ tima ɛno so ɛyɛ Ivory Coast ɔmo so no ɔmo tumi agi bronze ɛnso esi yɛn ɔmo nice so disa pɛpɛ ɛna ɛkɔ so ɛnso ɛwɔ yɛnkɔ nsɛm from there na yɛkɔ the Black Stars of Ghana onim sɛ Ghana sisi ano aka ye 2 matches enso ɛwɔ AFCON ɛyɛ qualifiers ni mu a yɛhwɛ nim sɛ bibia bɛkɔ ye na Ghana etumi abɔ ɛhomoden na qualification de sisi ano ayɛ den pa esan sɛ ye group a yɛwɔ mu no ɛyɛ group F 2 ɛyɛ points per ɛna yɛwɔ after 4 matches enti no qualification no ayɛ den pa sisi ano mpanifo ɛde abase Accra Sports Stadium ɛna ɛbɛ host ye match a yɛne ne gye bɛbɔ no ɛno ɛyɛ ye fit match a ɛno nso yɛbɛbɔ no enti yɛhwɛ nim sɛ yɛba Accra Sports Stadium a betumi abɔ ɛhomoden na Ghana etumi enya win enso ɛwɔ hɔ yɛba yɛ group F ni mu a Angola ɛna wɔhuri kan ɔno ɛwɔ 12 points wa qualify awie Sudan ɛwɔ 7 points Ghana ɛda 3rd position a ɔwɔ 2 points ɛna Niger enso ɛwɔ 1 point no sɛ Niger etumi hyɛ yɛn pan de na Ghana yɛambɔ ɛhomoden pa kra enso ɛwɔ ɛyɛ AFCON qualification a ɛno nso no ɛkɔ so no mu ntino saa pɛpɛ ɛna ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ hɔ yɛnkɔ ɛzɛro from there na yɛkɔ former Black Stars player Dankwe ɛnso akache unim sɛ ɛyɛ corner line sports ɛwɔ ɛyɛ radio XYZ 1 p.m. ɛna yɛtena ase na yɛwie 2 p.m. ɛyɛ Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays ɛndra yɛde Dankwe ɛkasaeɛ na yɛne kasa no ɛna yɛbisa Dankwe sɛ sisia no asɛ yɛfrɛ ɛyɛ local players kra ɛkɔ Black Stars a ɔmo nya bi mbɔ local players call up ayedin na ebisa Dankwe say aden tina isi an local players ni kra no omuntumi enya Black Stars but yentie nya no a Dankwe ediman
that time no na quality no wo homo because you know baby a channels aye free once aye do national team hono ye bo coach that time wo hwe coach kra na nya easy quality are from there and ye call maybe say me ko academy me na atram e wo Winneba o be ka first national academy o ye e wo Winneba ye ne first bad boy from there na e ko under 17 from under 17 so ye bo Olympics for so many years and some de ba has it my fortune we channels ni well but see na ISS is football no abafo And in China, and our boys, so they are not serious. Omo work akana epeji omo na omo fi say omo do well nti na ye time no so discipline na ye wo no eno so sisi a nkola na omo aba no dey how omo more indiscipline and dey how omo more you make me say o dey your time no compare sisi a ebe din
Entino dankwe enka ana etie no wie no de to aso say ye pese ye solve problems a e wo Ghana ye football mo na Black Stars dia e wo so mo time no na omo no omo kwa campaign omo tumi etena kan be 1 year na omo training ahead of national duties. Entino se Ghana ye betumi solve your problems a e wo say start sa nyoma no ye ntie dankwe.
Then let's go back to our system no, because of course level no good. Now we once a time under 70 will come, under 20 will come, local blasters will come near there. It's to meet will come Friday, no more break here. Now one ball will lead match. Now I saw Monday. If you say Saturday no players and you to meet TP will come. But as you see, our national teams in since Ayera, it's boys in this wolf here. I'm not sure oh fear who monitor no. You don't monitor him. Well, it's but when I say, even yeah, time I Arsenal because of African Cup near the Champions League near the airborne. The commission come more than a year. No, but this year no, and Tessa. See, and I make a say, can call no man. Omun kuta ta e character ni bi.
Enka ana etie no wie no de to aso say Ghana onim say ye wo AFCON bo say entumi ambo ye homode na yan qualify anko AFCON pa dia ye image ayo Africa any football mu no e be han pa
But for the nation enya mepe because wo share baby aye ye boble e wona na yan ko World Cup we African we AFCON dia very sad but in America no over anything because you see every country we are every time say ono so ne man no obe man ho so na every tournament we are on the tournament on the board ono so be ebe ko bi it is say omo we are underdog no mo omo yo mo nyame yi na ya ye see ye we African giant ni ye kofu ma
Entino dankwe enka ana yetie no yemfi ho na yenkonsem from there na yeko Ghana Premier League unim se Endra standing game bako ekemu a Endra tumi ekoso ewo Legon Stadium na Legon Cities versus Kumasi Asante Kotoko match day 6 a standing game a ekemu ntino Endra ena etumi koso match ni wie no na Asante Kotoko omedi ncho eka mienu amomutumi etimu bako na Endra ntumi ankoyi amfa amomokra omuwie no Dr. Prosper na Tegum no head coach Edema Kumasi Asante Kotoko rensem kakra etuja yenti no.
Yeah, not the best of ways, especially if you look at it shouldn't have happened, but then it has, and we just have to put ourselves together and then move on. Over the world, he who is down fears no fall. Slight loss of concentration. That's a post that is called. I mean, it was just loss of concentration.
Togum kana etie no also loss of concentration or say the boys no lose concentration entina nda Endra omutumi edi 2 goals no omu wie no ono kasa wie no Asante Kotoko fans enso Endra no mbu fu papa yenti omo so nsem amutu dwa
Dwaboase a ebe because we munyamu we moka ama obiemu because ye dey see at Kotoko Idia Kotoko yeah. Last Sunday, go up on last night. You quite this say Kotoko. The place I did not go so very painful and disappointing. Say lose so much Ghana and yet to Lagos cities, but that's football for you. No amount of complaints and the best media. So we have to encourage ourselves. This is the 8th game. Say you encourage you when I come prepare for the 9th week. You know, yes, we are disappointed, but what else can we do? Or say you know, 9th and look at
Ain't no Kotoko fans and I tell Moncano say we are disappointed pants and dra or meant to me every sa game no only say a year bar a year leg log in Swasiano Legon Cities and Omoda the 18th position is Samino Kase Omakoda 17th position Omoya 5 points and so Bibiani Gold Stars and we credit kind or 18 points or Asante Kotoko or 15 points and Midia Masco Club and so 15 points Asia Okrano a Dream FC ono and a warrior no so no 4 points and so our Ghana Premier League and so Liga and as a tabular and also no El Home young call and send from there na ye call a Confederation of African Football CAF Akachi omo president di ede Patrice Motsepe isiano announcement abase opese oko for the second term announcement in the bar on sem kakra etuja yentie sema Patrice Motsepe edi tuja.
I have total confidence in the quality of the leadership in football, but I think the key issue is for us to build on the legacy. There was some concern there may not be the same degree of emphasis on governance, on ethics, and the sort of fundamental changes that we've had to introduce. What is always important is the success of any organization is not because of an individual. We had to make people realize, all of the member associations, that governance, ethics, compliance with the FIFA and CAF statutes and regulations are in the benefit of everybody. And good referees, good match commissioners. The most important thing is to maintain and to build on the good work. And there's still a lot of work to be done, but again, it's all about the team and everybody working together. There's a lot of good progress that has been made, but there's still a lot of work to be done.
CAF President Patrice Motsepe in Can and we are not the 12 say the first time now went to me and yeah and they say Obama and the sponsors and the partners no confidence sponsor made to me at this can African football now say on your election dia see African football they skebe bem na nya agro kra entry Patrice Motsepe.
I think the most important thing is to give confidence to the sponsors, to the partners, the people that put money into football, that it's in their interest and they benefit from being associated with African football that has got ethics. And the judgment of ethics is not what I say or what those of us in football. It's what the public, the sponsors. So, I said to them that we've got a team, the team will take over, and many of the sponsors were very forthright, including member association presidents and zonal unions presidents, to say that
Entino Patrice Motsepe kan and dry FL cap a resource course in fa and mamona engineer to me a course at Brighton and Hove Albion or mutimi etina fie Liverpool e bom kamiensa e mutumi etimu Princeton North and etina fie Arsenal e bom kamiensa o mutumi anti Aston Villa etina fie Crystal Palace e bom kamienu mutumi etimu bako Manchester United etina fie Echi Leicester City
to box in the car
obomu e ka poli enum Emma Leicester etumi enu Sasu da Tottenham and so etina fie echi Manchester City ebo meka mienu a omutumi etimu bako e bad draw na and right etumi e baso quarter final draw or EFL Carabao Cup no say the City Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester United betumi abo omu wiane Arsenal and a Crystal Palace Newcastle and Brentford bebo omu wiane Southampton and Liverpool and so etumi e de apem so and draw Serie A matches etumi e course so na matches e course no say the City Empoli etina fie Emma Inter Milan ebo me kamian so mutumi ante sans na Venezia and so echi Udinese ebo me kamian so mutumi etimu mienu Atlanta echi Monza ebo me kamian no mutumi ante sans na Juventus and so any Parma ebo 2-2 draw na me sorry no onim say Manchester United omo interim coach no Ruud van Nistelrooy the we no or the same kakra etuja yentie sema Ruud van Nistelrooy edituja.
I came here as an assistant to help the club, and now in this role I'm helping as long as I'm needed, and in the future in any capacity I'm here to help the club further, to build towards the future, and that's what I'm here for. As I said, I'm here to help, I'm here to serve, I'm here to give my everything for the club in any capacity with so many people here around me that want the best for the club, and that will never change.
Entino Manchester interim coach Ruud van Nistelrooy and Canada no kasa no kan na say Kwame Minkah ni Japan say Ruud van Nistelrooy this same way atuja yemre na sunti no ye de agudie mu ensem no ebesia na Kwame Minkah ato Dwaboase so e de amami producers Roger Emmanuel the sports monarch e na Kojo Fosu fund na me so a me de nsem no ebrem dino eye ebo Taylor Kwame Minkah eto aso de amami
me pay the way we do time so koso an say why you go far.
Amen.
God bless you.
Amen.
What the yeah agudie mo nsem na bre ye e wo Dwaboase wo power 97.9 and a TV XYZ ebo Taylor and I'll turn in Canabusia for my messages and Moncoso Manamra, or Facebook so Power 979 and a TV XYZ Ghana. Titru, what His Excellency John Dramani Mahamaka, and the Alpha Dr. Mahmoud Baumia Kwanya or Fasua, what he Ninsemisano Ano, and Semisano Obisan was Isubio, was in Yami Minsamo, where ye, and some at Ghana for Kumaso. Or my Ghana, which ye come, ye sem. No one that said, Nanado Danko Kufuado Bra. And also the nanu disem to Jano, a one word deny. No, and some are walking in a cocosi near Obetima Ba, obey you, my Ghana. Every year, Sikasamia at the Tiapansami. One year, son, was kind idea before the ever was a I cannot hand over leadership to Ghana to someone who cannot manage it. God will not even allow it. Now, we Yame. Do you even know what's on the mind of God, Mr. President? With all due respect. What if they want Yami Trim? We ain't Yami. What Abaya Yakotu, Mr. President? What ma wo battle? I have pet. I Ghana for the one on the bed decided you're the next president of the Republic of Ghana. And you kasa and one Kasafa managing of Ghana. Why? The Anam so Ghana ni biadeka 24,000 Ghana cedis. Eboti we was answer obetima mame 24,000 cities. We is obetima me coming to be ma 24,000 Ghana ni bia e ka da wutiri so no 24,000 Ghana cities. Mobile no my Ghana car yedie na 120 billion within the short space of 8 years. Mama so dia call 742 billion Ghana cities. And you are talking about who managing who? Yeah, you know where so die and one by your buy a boy tonto sansan. BBS your court war was here didn't come up. And our campaign trail also and come out across one. Yeah, the bidding come out of pay and come baby.
Natural Samaba. Na Sawachi. Koya. Natural Samaba. Na Sawachi. Koya. Natural Samaba.
Asem ye bia ba ebusuafo bra so se ye bebo ye tonton sansan wo Dwaboase wo power 97.9 na Fenso TV XYZ. Enkomo no ye simple. Awochire mu ne ye wo no ye pe opanyi anadwe abobel ni tira abobel. O betime yi o man Ghana free awochire mu. Sabra o man Ghana ka so ye eye over 700 billion yi. Kwame Minkah pay 757 billion and a suyeti. Ghana ni bia de ka 24,000 Ghana cedis. And obey 20 cedis in Pony bottom. Mr. Former 20 cedis any bottom. 20 cedis in Po any bottom. 200 cedis in Pope. I had gained the amount. And no more walk on a costro. And which one wants me? Would it be someone say a year at the end of farm which one want? Na a year napo. Any Ghana for dim come on was in PS one. Now why you say I want you won't come on and yard here. The year free SHS. A dear Tino Mugani, a dear free economy no. That's a question to ask. And on the ya summer that Ghana for baby trim, and that Ghana for baby Anoa. Now ya His Excellency John Dramani Mama, Egina Subisa, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, and Sevia Num a fire economy home. One bay yano what is a missambum and a baby yano. The person with Tiemua ya, His Excellency John Mama. And the man, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
When we were in nursery school, we used to learn what they call nursery rhymes. And that one, you just have to learn it by heart. Even when you're sleeping, you should be able to repeat it. So if you remember, Baba, black sheep, have you any wool? Then we had Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Those nursery rhymes. I woke up this morning and I saw 50 questions to me. It looks like our vice president has just learned those things in the 50 questions the way we used to learn Baba, black sheep, Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Because I asked you 5 simple questions on the economy, that's all. Simple questions that Ghanaians want you to answer. You go and respond with how many compost plants did you build, how many this did you build. That is not what the issue is in Ghana today. Let me take you down memory lane. In 1992, there was an election in America. It was between Bill Clinton and George Bush Sr. At that time, the American economy was in recession, the way the Ghanaian economy is in crisis today. And people were talking about immigration, talking about all kinds of useless things. You know what the Clinton people said? It is about the economy, stupid. Today, I'm repeating those words. This election is about the economy, stupid. It's not about all those other useless things about who built how many compost plants. Answer the 5 simple questions.
And baby, a present your mama. Actually, I didn't see me, but my dance in the Eddie Abata, I'm what's it, Nasi, when ye dear worker say, economy, and what you want them, Sikasem enter to Yena, Yen to 2 Yeno, and ye Ghana for him. From a Ashanti region. Na Ashanti region, good chapter. Or Panina, na Wosu, Eddie Afatwa baby, by Eddie to no Maswa, Amo Majuma Sama Yade, Eddie Hotrabano, Yamo Nisuno. Any brand war bo, any and some man will be sa Ghana Penifon war, Bonipoti or Modia yo moi. Jina San Roma way so, and just sell more businesses. This is an evidence, about Boyamiate, near dear, President John Mahama, a catcher Dr. Mahmoud Baumia say, Baby, I yet and your compost plant in a social intervention program saying, and summer. Wọ́n mẹ́sì sùwẹ́sì dẹ́bi anẹ́dọ̀ ọ̀ma nọ ẹ̀nẹ́ nsẹ́mu ẹ̀yìn náà wọ́n bisa mpo no NDC ní President Mahama mo ọmọ yìí àná COVID-19 ẹ̀bù ayẹ ẹ̀ma mu nyàmánu yie COVID bá ayẹ ayaresabea bẹ́ẹ̀ na mo kọ́ da ayẹ so bi kɔ nursing training no awie suku a ɛyɛmfa no ɔkɔ ɛnyɛ ayaresabea ɛti ayaresabea no ɔmu si yɛ no ɛnyɛ ɛkwan no bi a no abɔ ato a amanfoɔ de bɛnya adwuma ɛberɛ na president mahama wɔ hɔ na construction ɛnkɔ so da bia construction nkɔ so da bia contractors no ɔmomfa laborers no ɔmobɛfa ɔmo nyɛ adwuma na wɔde ama ɔmo suku adan bebrebe no ɔsi yɛ no ɛnyɛ akyerɛkyerɛfoɔ ne yɛbɛfa ɔmo akyerɛkyerɛfoɔ ɛnyɛ akyerɛkyerɛfoɔ nko ɛna ɛbɛyɛ adwuma wɔ suku mu hɔ laborers ne wɔn batabata ho a wɔn bɛyɛ yɛ adwuma wɔ hɔ wɔn nyinaa wɔ hɔ and not even mention Ghana gas ne adwuma ahodoɔ a wɔ create here within the formal and informal sector space dum so asɛm yɛ na ba wɔn yɛ kan nokura bɛyɛ na wɔm nokura bi anim na ba wɔn yɛ mɛka mi yɛ nti a under adwamaama 4 years yɛ experience dum so which is fundamentally wrong ɛnyɛ nokura. There's no principle even in the questions. And they are not in a Joma questions where the damano and a more busy mano to say more kindness in rhymes. But the credit say, Yesika Samna Ajia Guno, and your how any a mania and Abra Ghana for Tiaguta Penia or was Santimantem.
Your interest rate, no, I was wrong. Enti ama yentumi other countries no and compete. Uko Nigeria omo rate of form. And ubaga na ha ye dwane Chinese fa Jaffa. Omo ya ho India for ties e Ghana na India for na ton. Ghana for mu 10%.
Yaso yati kumase bibia ye dwadie. Na ye ha nyina ne se kejeti ye dwa no. Ye nim se ye papa dwoma ama o ne besi dwa no. Na ne ye nim se aban sesan ye no. Enka fesu na central market no sabe nki awie na ye mame mu egu atechiem ne kwan ho no o manya kwan aye dai akọ ya ba omo tai ehwe won si aye press conference ya so ye nsi de dai e maaye
ye ko school nyina we have first term, second term and third term pekope say FBB double track dana na ho a ese sa afre no transition ya de ko na ma me bibia nsesan Machadi was senior high school and Colano reported on the 28th of September ya best school you know say baba Machadi e betua academic calendar no so
okay ya be san ba nkomo we so no wa cheche mu ye na ye de ye bata ho so e de asoso eti adanse de ani nie se president Mahama ka se ye hi asem wo sabre wo man Ghana e ye sika asem a wodika and no one that will go to President Bill Clinton say it's about the economy stupid it's not about compost plant in terms of social intervention programs the guys were listening in adaja boy and bebre the evidence amounts now abra we so koso no Ghana form dodo na omo ebise nsem say enrade na ekoso e wo yase ni bia atemu a Chief Justice Adebayo one in nuanom omotena eye speaker asem na watabri de court no atemu omo de bae no Ghana for bi so say ye dan ne eduru a opanyi a woye otemuafo a ebedan ne ho adi wo mo de evidence here no say wono no amanyoko na ne ho wa asem ni mo a wo aban mu eye MPP no waka omo bi fisemire bi no ogina ape parliamentary candidate eti enam senti kwanyi ne ho mfiri asem ni mu a wanyi ne ho mfiri ma sa atemu ne bae no Ghana from fa ne sai yakwa omano so ne ne mranim ni ena fe so Kane Roads and Highways Minister Honorable Yunus Afuseni eni nkomomfa nia esi nra no ye medical jinchiremu na fe baabi a Ghana for bebre adwen kosi no ya pense mu so ahwe Honorable ye mo ache mo akwaba Nyamina darma ya ho ye pa na mejiri se wo so ho ye okay asase no wo ye nkomodidie mu no ne esi wo court no chire ye mu ne ye ya satemu ne bae
oh that wa chire me from them chire ma jiwa some ha the ofia nim be bia sta na ko that is for of now obviously in Asia bro every day Young Constitution, Article 97(1) G and H say the local parliament. They will be so. I would call parliament. What is the main free to start a phone and for power and got a vote? It's a time they will parliament. They will do that to parliament. Want to be yet. For me, say you want to protect the integrity of parliament. And by 2000, November 2000, and I see a man, all the every day, among ye, was bad, the audience say, that the oil and Fata. And people to know every MPP and the Cochina election 2020 as an independent candidate. Oh, yes, I know. The MPP will draw woman, Krata, and the former speaker. The original free parliament, every day. I did the yellow at that Article 97 bunch.
That's right.
So that now, on the line, there were 4 MPs and the chairman that they almost doing any free MP, and the 2 other MPs to whom they are gonna center. Any MPP, NDC MP, Amenti. Omonya, I did Andrew Etiama, in 2000.
Yeah.
And the bigger bathroom, Ebo, Muko. Or say, every day, Omoya, and the Omon to member, Omo, and government. I want to now, every day in the parliament, it is only 137 members of MPP, 137 members of NDC, and the independent candidate. It is a whole part of the NDC bonus. I don't know yet to do.
I had don't cuss here.
Don't cut our parliament.
That's right.
It's the Omo who's and people who's that, the guy for Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is the predict Article 97(1) G and more. Because your constitution is Supreme Court says yes. But before Supreme Court was not the let's speak about I'm the ruling. I want to go over the court. There's Supreme Court. And so, Babinisa, and the children want to take the tree. So that Babin out me implementing the decision. Let's take court. Emma Omo, da Tumeno. Omo today, Babin and Sa. I did the SC court in HSN. Babin say, I did the Supreme Court here and Nimran. So, of course, Uncle Vacate, a law, because it's vacate.
That's right.
Uncle Yi,
in free hall, yeah.
I did the young woman and say, yes, Supreme Court, yes, Supreme Court. Yes, Supreme Court, can you know there? Or say, the 12 Obia, but on Gina, as member of parliament, on the main cafe, one for parliament, I know what shall say, exactly here. Omu change, Omu position, ever,
that's right.
Almost for Ankasa, almost, I shall crash and can't check that sequence is there. Not more for parliament, almost for every day. Almost on the start, 81.
to the sense, and then a number of lawyers, any political activists, CSOs, say on the issue of representation, you know, Central Coffee, Lolobi Akpa for follows way. So for
we see representation. Now one does a decision, first decision. Once I'm a second decision. A second decision is that who can say, oh, and yet in consonance with democracy, say, move can say, as some will quote, Intima MP Emba Parliament. Report, I can know. Report. Intima Media Mikaye. That's report. And to see a jurisprudence of convenience.
Yeah.
A year more, no more, convenient. Central be a powerful, no lobby,
that's right.
4 years. 4 years. Franklin Kujo, any city before, any come to court there. It is not in consonance with democracy. In democracy, and what point there, put me in the constitution free parliamentary discussion. 4 years. 4 years. 4 years. Okay. What do you want to say? There's creating classes of people. And before there, I'm going to make a question. They're going to be the normal. And before there, and never more with various never more. And that is also the foundation of the Constitution, because there must not be discrimination in Ghana. The Constitution frowns against discrimination. Indeed, yes, record here. Inconsistency in the decisions of the Supreme Court is not dated. It's not dated. Can the National Security Minister, they were not kind.
Yeah.
They were not kind. But he said the Supreme Court air corner exposes our democracy. And I want to say,
yet, Kaipa.
Wow. One Supreme Court is here. The Supreme Court system is more rotten than our economy.
It's about the same. I mean, you go back a crabby. Ebram poor Nanka, speak a lawyer for you. Court to them poor crabble say, a judge for Bacono, and Nam said, and the hooker, I was 70 mono. I'm going in the womb free ma, a room bembezo mama, a home crying arm and ensino. So he can, and then attempt one who cry, he can see any. I funny a dear near tree, oh my Ghana, honorable.
Minya, who call one match? Who more big of a match? No referee, no. Or shall we open at the jersey?
Yes.
Now, who confuse no? Number one, open it no. Or the other Bobo watching of Etiano. Who said referee over the referee match or self doing over? Tell your Bobo only. Anyhow you play the ball, what can I want to do? Yes,
I'm sorry,
because everyone says homogeneity. Down and let's go. Let's go. Only MPP parliamentary candidate for the 7 who, yes,
yeah.
Now, I don't know. Why don't know what I'm going to call? MPP. The MVP, I have some look of course. The MVP parliamentary candidate, what do you expect?
I did not really when I expected on.
Winning goal. At the end of winning goal.
It did not just that the former CJ, Eka and said, yeah, court now be too predictable. No, what did count?
Aye, now what was that? Oh, who they are journalists. Oh, yeah, we start doing investigation. What is all the 90% will say that the forest protected. Every before the number for the money. That's a perception. Never go. That's a perception.
It's one year quarter ye at Morian so 1 year why ye a fan a day Mrasabia fear at 2 say because next week I will not dream in Nimdia Mudia. Send your Mrasabia fear a city, said your mama city, said your mother your city, and no know this so. It with this ruling, no, where does it leave Parliament? Because already at this Council of State for Aqua speaker and any didn't come on. Almost I become about things say. Yanya yebedi asem no said by ya adwobre obesi. Where are we heading?
But you don't know that it has affected our democracy. Democracy no ejina every rule of law. Law. The definition is here. And is that people must be able to predict the consequences of their behavior and action. With a certain degree of certainty, a reasonable degree of certainty. Now, I'm a decision. Makokwe akate, Speaker akate, Bakuna akate, so it has thrown our democracy backward. That's introduced inconsistency. Then nobody knows what the law is. Then everything can say, maybe, I don't have a problem with the original reach of someone there.
Yeah.
Invoking the jurisdiction of the constitution.
Yeah.
But I have every difficulty with the Supreme Court decision to see back. The idea the Supreme Court decision is there. Almost pronounce it on the 97 but not only using temporary measures and state of institution to translate the implementation of the decision of Parliament.
Very well. Honorable, find here. Medo say ene obre ena feso onim dia odi abeta adwuma de yeti. Medo ase pa.
And that.
Very well. Honorable Inus Fuseni and abusia for motene kano. Etina dia tia no asema speaker de call ya. Na watch say ruling Supreme Court ne de buy no. Omonto nchen baby no. Supreme Court etena se ya. Wo mo dwendwen ho including Chief Justice. Omo dwendwen ho bobo asem no etie speaker lawyer tie aban no so lawyer panyin no womo atebu womo de ban ne say the speaker ka no nye no na ye befa be a ye atemu ni gina no eno a na gina ehwa na gina bibia ansesa apart from that no so answer na asem no edie no be sase no memo ahwe kakra answer na asem die no be sase no na speaker lawyer no atwe court na dwen e de asisu say atemuafo no baako na woye parliamentary candidate Emma MPP amanyoko no eti asem ya ye bedi eye political yi MPP wo interest wom NDC wo interest wom no wo said ye ninchi esitie no oba interest wom tinka ba ya gwanyi ne ho free asem ni mo ene ye behwe kikiri ego wi achie ye say asem na anase serena speaker a lawyer for no sereno omuntie eti ewi achie no no de satem we ebaye yentie de si wo court kakra mi wi a meba ahoma no so ne ne lawyer anoche frimpon edi nkomo hwade we kakra.
We're talking about Rule 46 of CI system. Yes. That it must be accompanied by a statement of case. And the Lord, we accordingly complied. My Lord, our second objection regards the nature of the reliefs sought by the plaintiff. It has nothing to do with Article 99, Clause 1 of the 1992 Constitution. It was a plain and simple case of invocation of the original jurisdiction of this court for interpretation of Article 70, Article 97, Clause 1, G and H, And my Lord, we have painstakingly stated this in paragraph 10 of our affidavit in opposition, as well as 11. My Lord, our third ground of opposition is contained in paragraph 13 of our affidavit in opposition.
Very well. Okay, now lawyer Tadio, sorry, no. Ebra na wode homon semno, amde aba eye aseni bia no tudwa. Na wo nyina nientia almost record no say na temu no de ba na no. Akɔmfa nto nkyɛn eti omunyina so na wo gusu a na ɔde tuya yɛnkɔ awoma so na yɛmfa lawyer Anoche Frimpong emra nkɔmɔ ni wɔyɛ obi a waben wɔ yaba kwasɛm sanso na ɔsanso yɛ mɛnanim ni lawyer Anoche Frimpong yɛ mo akye mo akɔ aba
mpacho me jo so wa
medase no pay so agye pani sɛ wɔne yɛ bɛka sɛ wodwuma die so
medase
nkɔmɔ no yɛ pii yɛnhyɛ ase mfiri ha ne yɛsi wɔ Supreme Court nra no amanfo aka nsɛm pii ebi kura de obuso mabema bu bi kura say ne ka na no no eno na sese abeda ne wadi o manya nyina so a o de beka sese de Supreme Court no anasa yase ni bia no abe predictable eno ade esi ye no atemu no ene nsem a lawyer fo no me ma so a ye ka bi hye ya yamfi no uhunu ne sei
yo enra Roma e course so e wo ho de bone tofa meka say Eyanoma mienu. The first one, anandye edikan no, ene say, ye nia penny, ye be ya Speaker of Parliament. Ne lawyer ni Dwaboase sorry, or sorry, na preliminary legal objection, and I say, adia ye ni nimu, I want ya see. Now, Pesa court no, it can be a man at the age, and say, the judge back, I can any year, say. No, yeah, MPP parliamentary candidate. Pramante Muho. That ni pay will lose election. No, now Wabaya High Court judge. High Court so be any say I may juma. I may win a fan. But also be now we're trying to say a dinner answer. Now you didn't call for Supreme Court. One chair on near Saint Hurilo near the Supreme Court. One chair one penny for baby when in Court of Appeal and so Nkokrafo bebree near the one who Supreme Court ama Ghana for every who can win some bebree any way ya de naka a judge for num wo edi asem abra ye wo a judge for baburu dumienu e Supreme Court ho nti e de na ye nya wo bi amfa na nka ho se guy wuwe na wo mra meka ho ka se guy wuwe a ye so ye nipa na mom ni and this sorry near speaker ne patcher ne say e ba ne san na conflict of interest wo ba be som ne party pa na manyukuo MPP na at the same time no so was a judge with the mu awirem na chief justice eyi eno ano say si ade ba bi ofi ba ye bia no enhia biem ne mo atare foforo a ye de ahye no it is all bad the self no ye bia no eno no wo kan ka ho ye wa bra wanu no ho no enti no wuntumi ntwe nipa no enkoneki enti ma egiasoma yebo Dwaboase sorry nasem eno eguye the second asem and the hinya pa chief justice no ekire mu no ene say asem a ye fa ne say yenua afenyo marking e de bae no ni nyina ne say eye abembabe anase speaker of parliament na ko ni to me say wasaki sa MP no eno de beta ne court wo bae no court e de taboa eto so na wo hu se CNP no assembly da na nim no ene se abemba ben se taboa na ye de ato so no Supreme Court eni ho tumi bia Supreme Court eni ho tumi bia se wo de taboa beto so na sa assembly no court de no ho be for the entire one to me so de no ho be for mu no ene se hwe na anu a me de ka asem na anu a anasa assembly bae see a judge for bi akwaje bribe eno ne ye judiciary anase court nakache ana wodi no nasem enti parliament amfa no one from ama chief justice said to me yi a judge for ye dia obi amfa no one from
that's right
and also no separation of powers no mo kuta equal powers omukuta equal
powers. Yeah.
Enti wobi a ye na dwuma nti so no so edanenim plan sa article 97 so wo jai wa manyokuo a ede wo ba parliament a
yeah
esi yi wadi na eno de nka ye clear adenti na ye clear NPP constitution NDC constitution CPP PNC ni nyina no ya twero ewo nse wobi biara wo wa manyokuo mu na ye primary wo enwini na wo se wo kwanchenkwa party na mu no be sackle.
That's right.
Because what you tell our party. In Argentina, Yaji can you do at the constituency level. That's all about the do parliament there, and then they want to say what I see PNND. I say a pamo. In Tibabe, imagine says near 1 year, a direct application of the first article 97. In your interpretation of constitution near the Aba court to them, it's one of the Wayan Jumano, into Yanina so and more. After your market assembly, and the Supreme Court, speaking to the Chief Justice, what say near your friend is and Babe in the Aban, a Nina so near any Nina so. They say, Assembly a sea war parliament to honor. And that my dear friend, the supremacy of the Constitution, the supremacy of the Constitution. Now, some men say, "Woman, can you make say under the 1960 Constitution, near what the supremacy of Parliament, and no number British political writers, I can say Parliament can do anything at all, apart from turning a man into a woman and a woman into a man. It's Parliament there. Once the soil man will be anyone first. That was the 1960 Constitution of Ghana. And you know, say the 1960 Constitution of Ghana. And the decision about being a key court, in Parliament, to media court and incidentally, under the 1992 Constitution of Ghana, there is the supremacy of the Constitution, supremacy of the Constitution, and your supremacy of Parliament. And I know supremacy of the Constitution. It means that we apply it to the law as provided for in the Constitution. And what to mean? So, the Constitution, you are interpreting here, the Aya Juma and I am fine Juma. And only Supreme Court. And senior after your market a day Abano. Say, Otia Babiasam, not Obogua. Natural say, why attention, and they say, I said Supreme Court in Enya Abotre. Now what Shania after your market a day available, or the someone, and all who say, one, almost Supreme Court, almost jurisdiction, I see a dear seminar, and I say, and yes, almost the jurisdiction.
Okay.
No more jurisdiction there. And you almost find it out to send to our jurisdiction. And the second step, and they said, near Babin, a friend of mine, I think back court, a idea, I say, a one marriage, you can't marry her. I said, need to wait to court time near Shema, and I said, and you see a ship. Number 3, the Basse war, marriage, and I said, yes, someone. Tabia, young said, and Article 97, no, Pico Parliament. Or ye in the Juma year and why fossil Article 97 and answer 1 year, the Juma year. With all this, Supreme Court say, want to mean fat Jacope and now and yes or no war. In some year matter with yes, Supreme Court say, Obama detailed judgment as to whether or not the assembly at the other done and of course you know what jurisdiction and I will need jurisdiction. Detailed judgment, I say, after your market, as some of the ban, America now a new marriage. Three, what I said, who said near Babi so a year, now or year the Juma by way of enforcement, and now said, yeah, one interpretation of Article 97, that judgment in the bar, or maybe in a young father could judgment, because I mean, no, the judgment a bit to me, 30 pages, 50 pages, and what every 100 pages. Now we should depend on inquiry and research non true judgment. And yet dako and you know mama be here and yana say ya je after your back and a samano atu debi na a say a fiship deɛ nam sɛ yɛba hwehwɛ mu no nti no ɛnyɛ sɛ biribiara si court no kwan na biribiara nso ha parliament adwuma ɛnti ne yɛde taboa ɛde to so for the meantime ɛnti no court ma Ghanafoɔ nyinaa ate aseɛ sɛ as early as possible no there will be a judgment. Number 2, obiara ɛmfa n'anum nsɛm ɛmmra ɛyɛ meka afɛnyɔma akendeɛ no na ɔhyɛ nkrataa so no attorney general afale n'anum nsɛm MPP for under afɛnyɔma aken ɔmo nso afale wɔn mu anum nsɛm aka speaker of parliament na aseɛ ne nti ɔmfale efisɛ na nkɔpɛ sɛ ɔkɔ bogu na adeɛ a wɔn pɛ sɛ yɛ bogu na ɛdɛn na wotumi kɔ fale wɔyi wɔn sɛ ne yama ne mmerɛ bɛsɛ na wɔkye so ɔno so mfa n'anum nsɛm deɛ ɛmmra na mmom court ɛte sɛ train keteke ɛnyina hɔ nkyɛn nipa nti mmerɛ ne yɛde ama no dudu na ɔmfa n'anum nsɛm deɛ ɛmmɛda ne court a ɛnyɛ hwee court bɛkɔ so adi asɛm no sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a ɛbɛboa parliament na ɔmo atumi akɔdi wɔn dwuma at this time yi a mmerɛ biara ɛdi hɔ no nti in reality no ne yɛsi yɛ no nti the conclusion is that yɛbɔ abin na sɛ mu gu ya mo agu sɛ wadi fɔ yɛbɔ gu sɛnea ɛbɛboa ma court atumi ahyehyɛ afɛnyɔma aka na asɛm a ɔde baa anim sɛ speaker no was right sɛ ɔyɛ n'adwuma anaasɛ ɔyɛ wrong anaasɛ babin ɛyɛfɛ ne sɛ court no wɔ jurisdiction and ɛni jurisdiction nti sɛ wohwɛ mu yie paa me no mmienu yɛ ka sɛ wohwɛ mu yie paa ɛnora no bɔ no a yɛbɔɔ n'asɛm no ɛdi gu yɛ no more or less technically yɛ mo amu yɛ because afɛn ni yɛ ba abɛhwɛ sɛ court no wɔ jurisdiction anaasɛ ɛni jurisdiction
tubo lawyer
court ni jurisdiction yɛmbɔ yɛdeɛ no akyekyɛn afɛn ni yɛbɛhwɛ court no one jurisdiction a very soon ɛbɛba out no.
Okay, lawyer deɛ atwa toɔ wɔ asɛm wei ho na afei yɛba yɛn nkɔmmɔ na nkasakasa ɛno no yɛ sɛ wɔn sɛdeɛ atemmuo no asi akɔyɛ no is that to suggest sɛ sɛsɛ deɛ court no ɛhyɛ mmarahyɛ badwafie abɛhyɛ court no ase anaasɛ deɛ because na woka biribi fa separation of powers sɛ obiara wɔ ahoɔden arms of government no obiara tumi ne n'ahoɔden no ɛyɛ pɛ eti wei no wɔn a wɔn adwene akɔyɛ wɔn sɛ wɔsɛdeɛ atemmuo yi asi aba yi asɛ ɛyɛ akɔyɛ sɛ court no mbom ahoɔden so kyɛn ɛyɛ mmarahyɛ badwafie no wɔn mu di kaa naa.
mepatɔ woka saa wonya mfomsoɔ biara ɛne sɛ court parliament anaa legislature ɛne executive anaa government no wɔn mu mmienu ne yɛto wɔn so aba president ne yɛto no so aba na wɔbɛyi ne ministers na wɔasɛte up board directors ne managing directors ade ama companies aban companies a wɔga na nyinaa nti wɔn wɔyɛ politician ade bi a wɔn yɛ na yɛafɛte nipa ne direct ɛna mp no so yɛto no so aba nti wɔn nso no adeɛ bi ɔyɛ na yɛafɛte nipa no direct nti wɔn mu mmienu ne yɛfrɛ wɔn politicians ɛna yɛaseparate baako bi yɛfɛ no judiciary a wɔn mu nfa wɔn ho mfarefare constitution ne mu ne yɛma wɔn tumi kɛseɛ bi yɛfɛ no independence of the judiciary a wɔn mu tumi de supervising parliament ɛwɔ ne nnwuma ho ɛne executive ɛwɔ ne nnwuma ho sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a faahodie bɛkɔ so ama yɛn nti no sɛ wohyɛ ne saa deɛ na kyerɛ sɛ to the extent ade a politicians bɛyɛ biara ɛkɔkɔpie court na asɛm a court bɛka no ɛno ne yɛde bɛyɛ adwuma nyɛ politician deɛ no ɛne yɛde bɛyɛ adwuma ne saa deɛ a na kyerɛ sɛ court no ɛwɔ tumi ɛkyɛn saa nnipa mmienu no when it comes to law court no ɛwɔ tumi ɔmu mmienu ɛhyɛ n'ase na ama ne saa nso a saa supervisory role no ama ne saa paa ɛni hɔ a ɛne nkada bia nka ɔmu deɛ fa ahodie bɛtwitwi fam
bɛrɛba ne saa nso aboa bɛyɛ na ɛbɛboa
mpatwɔ sɛ
ɛba ne saa nso aboa bɛyɛ na ɛbɛboa
boa ɛbɛboa no ɛne sɛ obiara ne hɔ ɔtumi de mmara hyɛ ne nsam na ɔyɛ nea wɔno a ɛpɛ ebi ɛnsi da ɛfɛ no sɛ obiara ne hɔ a yɛbɛpene ma ɔde mmara ɛde ahyɛ ne nsam ayɛ nea wɔno apɛ ebi nsi da enti no ɛyɛ sɛ obi ɛwɔ hɔ a wɔno na yɛfɛ no sɛ ɔbɛkyerɛ wo sɛ nea wayɛ no ɛyɛ anaasɛ ɛnyɛ na ɔman ni mu no just as almost every country in the world no nipa okuta saa tumi no ɛyɛ nipa baako pɛ ɛno ne judiciary anaasɛ court no nti nyɛ sɛ ɛba ne sɛ ɛbɛboa anaasɛ ɛmoa ɛyɛ ade a yɛ nyinaa started in 1992 ɛna yɛde ayɛ adwuma abɛsi nnɛ ɛna nyɛ Ghana ne wɔn ayɛ yɛdi kan ɛhyɛ aseɛ yɛ saa country bi a wɔ wiase bia no ɛgye separation of powers and the checks and balances ɛtum na neɛ.
But does that mean say no yɛkɔ anim say speaker ɛyɛ ruling bi a na obi nti ase obɛtumi atam ɛde akɔ court na wakɔgye nkyerɛmu ne atemu ana ɛno boa bɛn na ɛbɛboa parliament adwuma.
For as long as Supreme Court nkoa na ɛwɔ tumi a wɔde yɛ interpretation of the constitution bibi yɛ ɛfa mmara ho no ɛhɔ na ɛbɛkɔ akɔwie because wɔn nkoa na yɛahyɛ wɔn akutare a ɛfa ne mmara ho wɔn nkoa ɛte sɛ ɛyɛ president Ghana Navy Santafaba don't expect to say Air Force foɔ bɛkɔ akɔtena ship mu sɛ wɔn kɔ kɔn po so ɛyɛ ne nkoa na ɛbɛkɔ nti yɛn nso yɛ deɛ bibi biara a ɛfa ne mmara ho anaasɛ constitution nkyerɛkyerɛ mu no ɛyɛ yɛfrɛ no sɛ Supreme Court nkoa na ɛkɔ ɛnti na nkɔfo bebree ba president biara wɔba na ɔfɔ so opia ne nkorɔfoɔ ɛde hyɛ wɔn nti so kɔ hɔ wie na ɔyɛ obi a wayɛ n'adwene sɛ ɔde mmara ɛbɛyɛ adwuma yɛ ana no wɔn esi wɔ hɔ no yɛ ana ɛha adwene.
Eti wei no yɛ nkɔfo a wɔn ani abere sɛ wɔn pɛ sɛ wɔn de mmara no yɛ adwuma hɔ.
mpakyɛw ahomanti ni yɛ.
Bibisa sɛ agyagyefoɔ yi yɛ amanfoɔ binom abɛka sɛ wɔn pɛ sɛ wɔn de mmara no yɛ adwuma hɔ.
Ɛyɛ amanfoɔ adwene na mbom no as a lawyer no nea mɛka paa no ɛne sɛ chieffoɔ yɛwɔ baabi yɛsɛ mpɛntɛm emua sɛsɛi nea yɛkeka kɔ nyinaa no minim sɛ nyinaa yɛ namfofoɔ NDC-foɔ na wɔn mo afu kɛseɛ paa na for all you know no wɔn mo judgement no a wɔn mo se ɛnkyɛ biara ɛbɛba no bia na saa judgement ne baeɛ na yɛkasa ba bi wɔdi bɛm adeɛ na wɔyɛ no ɛyɛ because me anɔkye a mewɔ he me sɛ wode me ɛkɔtena Supreme Court bench no so a nka nea mɛka ne sɛ nea ba bi yɛ no ɛyɛ right na di kan ka me reason akyerɛw MPP ne NDC ɔmo mmienu ɛwɔ wɔn constitution ne mu black and white na saa mo yɛ program abɛnfiri fa kyerɛ amanfoɔ sɛ wo biara a wobɛkɔ primaries na mentemu ho ase bɛbɛ mu na wobɛgyae party ne sɛ wokɔ stande kɔte korɔ no yɛyi wadi afiri party no mu ebinom nso sɛ wode wo party kɔ court a yɛyi wadi enti saa mmara de wɔ mu na obiara nim sɛ saa nnipa mmiɛnsa wɔatitiriw mmienu bi a ɛwɔ mu no ɛyɛ yɛfrɛ ne sɛ primaries yɛa wo nsɛm na wɔmfui sɛ ɔmbɛkɔ kɔntenkɔ enti automatically no wo koraa wo constitution ne ketewa koraa no ɔno koraa wayi wadi na wayi wadi awie ɛne watu second step aba yisi akakye abɛgye form afele ɛde kɔ sɛ menyɛ nyɛ MPP anaasɛ NDC biom mekɔ kɔntenkorɔ ɛna asɛm no abɛduru parliament anim enti parliament asɛm no abɛduru n'anim a te sɛ naano abasoa wɔwu yei ɛwɔ kumawu anaasɛ young guy no ɔyɛ deputy finance the kuma wɔno so ewu are you saying in effect nipa no wawu no so obi antwerɛ letter majority leader antwerɛ letter ɛmpa maa sɛ basoa ewu anaa kuma ewu na ba bɛ nso nim sɛ ɔyɛ ɛyi.
Kuma asɛm ni yɛ kan kuma na
kuma na sɛ kuma wawu na ɔno kora akɔ ɛyie ni bi akɔ redi tribute na wɔba na constitution ne say so obi wu a party no a ɔdɔm no ɛyɛ sɛ nipa ni no ɛde krataa ɛde ba ɔinform parliament na amɛyɛ gyina so na yɛato aba ɛyɛ by election. The question is that a woman constitution akasa na sɛ abɛyɛ akɔ ɛyie ni bi na waba na wahu sɛ kuma woman yɛsie no are you telling me sɛ sɛ ɔde na wabɛburu na wɔtwe mmienu na yɛmfa krataa biara mɛgyan no a nti wɔne to bi sɛ ɔbɛkasa koa wawu nti yɛnyɛ hyehyɛ nkɔnkɔto aba na wabrɛ obiara di adanseɛ sɛ wawu nti mmemme deɛ menim sɛ saa nnipa wawu ɔmo ate atua ɛwɔ dɔm party no so nti no ɛyɛ sɛ yɛfrɛ ne sɛ yɛyi wɔn wadi ɛde free parliament wɔn yɛfɔ mu no wɔnsi sɛ menteme ho ase aba mu no na nkɔyɛ mmaafɔ ɛne asekantwea no na ehia ma sɛ both sides ni nyinara ɛbɛnya abotrɛ na ɔmu bɛtie nea Supreme Court no ɛbɛka because wode asɛm kɔdɛne Supreme Court a sɛnea na maame tɔkɔ no kyerɛkyerɛ mu wɔntumi nyina hɔ yɛnyina nkra ne mu ntutu nkra ne ankasa mabɔ agu and answer my son. Your judgment and the judgment in the better into no de tabua at the actono into one system will be a SN in Yabut and the better mamba say, Babi in the bedding queen, Nania, obedient chance said, when we NPP are now, when we are NDC, they catch no plane. The panel be enemy for you know, it is a electoral commission. President, when they, there's no way I'll be cast up NDC for us, but that doesn't also mean they say, we are two about a or Becca say a B, and there you be a Becca say a C. It is any papa and on ye, my
Meba lawyer, but Atemu Hodua, Abba, even National Security Minister, Elkraka, based on intelligence, no more pickets. Atemu Hodua, Akoswa, a year quarter. No. I go as a Danny there, you know, say political case, a botia, a Fabina, a Diabwa, a Fabino. National Security Minister Kraka say, and your how back. Say, yes, sana, a better than a man for minutes and you will see Kai. Omo didn't say, Omo Nibem.
The patcher answer, some of the episodes, I knew you know, our woody anymore, and they said, a Juma Pia, Woyano, City Wukra, with what you
yeah.
What a man for tear was a more. I saw come up, Pia Betty and a better now, said, a branch here was Casa. And you may imagine myself. Atem be a Supreme Court and our court be a Edinburgh. Money ya atemwa ansana ebebano. Na ye ni mansa dada. Sister medeka sem referee bi. Na se da bi obedi ha sem kotokoro. Be 5 ayedi and da bia woditia wo mu ba ko medeka sem da bi oditia ha sefo. Na ya se ha sa be ye dum. Me pacho etosinsia. Yenya mo born and just stadium krobi enko na ni pasha see ye tebe that referee ye ni se obedi edi etiaye in the same way court no and yes court no on my political judgment and no na political writers omu statement be say political judges and yes judges aye won political judges ye did not ban no be any se tokonu na kufu ade na de bai ni na sem be obeka na favor and your mind and our summon was some party international security minister no I can't ask them no you deconnect say Bamisanwa then the panel pebasabasa or memu Nanya attention or she into Yaka say me did this social media or in office or tia be our drive no into a echo what tia be a judge for no won't be 8 years the war you know one man one now for any high court judges in 8 years in some way case. A woman said, Nipa ne you, na say Nipa nifi, amanyokuo bimu, and obey your man penny or fire. And away a day out the Nipa, and a better now, and a dow or dowunty, and a be a wapping or the quaquat now. That is the moment, yeah. The vessels are returned to near the at the fitan ebegu, which is so near from my lord, you know. No, which in a yankupon, atem woman and yankupon jinabre. Now may come at you for what to say. Adiana lawyer for any judge for the we a common no baby no muacha no the nipa bebre nim ename trasia it stands for the 10 commandments the 2 tablets of the 10 commandments Yankopon den nsakiro him until the moment judge and answer lawyer what this idea ni bi about wo kono
that's right
that is ya should be a kasia and ye dey amount it must be ma metokonu ani ajaji fuani nyina behwe ade no a ebo won kon no ani ne yegu won tiri so na ye fita krese wugina homa Nyankopon osofo ade ye fita bi obi anim sane a eche na fa ye etima na ne ya mawudi anyi waya be bia baba wudi ayi waye me da say
all right me so da say where dey tia wo mo ne nano his excellency John Dramani Mahama ekaye nsembisen Maku Numa, what they told Dr. Mahmoud Baomi and him, and what him say, I go be here no was and Raya, which you much Ghana for you say, but Diana better and say, oh my Ghana, Yasem here, pa, Yesika Sem, I don't think I will be sir, Dr. Mahmoud Baomi Sansem now, and also there a year is a missa a year no. Now go we and Ra, President Mahama, so Ejida Bill Clinton Assembia. Waka mire bi ade cheche di sem se eye o my Ghana sika sem ya asemia eti no obisa sa asemi ebi mu di nsusuye bi aba sɛ President Mahama nka ne ye na sɛ wo di amanfo atem titiri wotie MPP communicators na wɔn sɛ baabi a President Mahama de kɔ no ɛyɛ atem didie wɔn ni wɔn yɛ adwen.
Oh, me pacho, politics. You can't be a good politician without attacking your opponent. Sure, can you know, not near your friend opponent, you know, not your enemy. It's a Russia-Ukraine war. Me pacho Russia for threat. Ukraine say your opponent, can say enemy. The answer that Ukraine fair we must say, your enemy. Obi oya enemy. We shoot you no, who couldn't send the end and no multi akono. And that they are not. And the Casantua, your opponent, Mr. Assemblia, a Ebecano, Mahama Ercano. Oh, I know, yeah, Mr. Ye, not the furniture, a man move one and say, as yes. Now, man, your agent said, Bahama is a politician. 1 year suffer, and I want you in Siena, work as your politician. What did I know the Casan? I didn't know what did I know a day Casa, or Pradia, or Baya, or Mino, and the who. Noma say ya na saying near the Jinasu at Obama. In politics, dear, Sunny Kamala Harris, and your papa Trump. Where can it direct any way? No, where so I can it direct, not the way to Mr. Yaomu and Yaban. Now, you back, I said, 8 years ago, Yamifani here, every starter, that's why economics. That's right. And about we have to see economics. What did some people do to just hear me start our bone? Why, yes, I was a papa to me and the year. No, I have MPP. Momu winning lesson. I don't think I'm not. Obinso and I just saw the BB at the Memawa. What when your agents over here and watching you say, a year at him, dear Mr. Opposition, a party, dear, then your agents on the castle, dear, a better Wakumas. And I just got a funny near a question, say, I'm sure, and a Mahama Echa, a year at him, dear. And a Mahama area. The people are the better judges, and that will be on 7th December.
But I say, lawyer Yemfensi, I made us say no bre, and what Daja Winyamae. And as some year, President John Mahama Kaye, and what does the dinner, Media Bata Toy and Amema Utie, addition more guta, or more santimema, no more case, and 2 bebreba, Yatoto, and no más one. Ese Omunuma, Omusika Samunina ye, and at the end of President Mahama Kaye, or Kotu Bill Clinton, US. President what best de call one more campaign in Zambia no more can Sabina no Tisadia Ghana tea no musica some conechi and what you know among some so and what the Yibaumiano ano and the actually say Yesika Samia Equanin Chino and ya what you about my Ghana no and only Ghana for years and you see Mammy Fathers in the way show can no na abranti ya me body video no can MPP for no MPP Jandam adwuma hyehyɛ ya wo mo yɛ ɛne nyansa koro no mo bɔ no ɛna wakɔdɔm afrafrantɔ a ɔne alankyamaten ebo mo kɔ no wɔbɛdan na di ɛno ano ɔka wɔ TV3 sɛdeɛ yɛfa ECG ɛbɔ Ghana koro no saa nneɛma wɔ yi ade ahokyere aba no ɛno nsɛm bisa ɛna Mahama ebisa no yɛtie Solomon Owusu ɛbɛra no ɔde saa asɛm no ɛto TV3 for anim.
Corruption, we must reduce it. How is it that the Electricity Company of Ghana collects money through a private person? The person takes the money before he pushes the money back to Electricity Company of Ghana. And we are happy with it as a country. No one is talking about it. Now, it is an established fact. If you go to the Electricity Company of Ghana, every procurement is inflated by a factor of $150, 150%.
How do you come to that?
Oh, go and ask the PDS people. They themselves were complaining. It's a standard practice. Every procurement there is inflated by 150%. And that is why the Electricity Company of Ghana, in spite of all these increments, is unable to satisfy the IPPs. Mind you, if you look at our generation mix, the IPPs alone are producing more than 50% of our needs. So if you have a Minister of Finance who is just misbehaving, telling us that bad faith, and these IPPs decide to withdraw their services, we will be in total darkness. Mind you, in Genesis, when God created the earth, he said, let there be light. These people started giving us darkness. And why do you want to entertain people that are giving you darkness? Why must you entertain them? So clearly, it is a point. It is a...
ECG ho ebo krono. ECG ho e de my Ghana e to sumu. Amafo my yo madwen say esum no momemna kata ɔman Ghana so ɛyɛ dɛ ne yɛde tumi no ɛhyɛ ɔmo nsa ɛnɛ saa nkɔfoɔ yi a na gyina yɛ pra no ɛna ɔmo bom wɔ sika bebrebe ɔmo anya ɛde afi adwuma nhyehyɛ ahodoɔ a akokɔ kɔsoɔ ɛwɔ aban yi mu nyinaa akyire ne nsunsuansoɔ bi te sɛ kanea yɛ a yɛdundum no rɔfrɔf yi wɔn wi ama abɛgyina mo yɛporo akyi ɛbom so yɛmfa tumi mu ɔmo ba yɛntie deɛ Ghanafoɔ nso wɔka fi so ɔmo adwenkyerɛ ahodoɔ ɛna global info analytics aboaboa ano adaa ne dan nyinaa no yɛgyina magic wɔ no ho ɛdan n'adi ɛde kyɛw ɛyɛmfa na ɔbrɛmpɔn de yɛfa nnɛ aka many days yɛkɔto aba
Kwame, I can't 37 days pepepe now my Ghana kwako ye koto aba e de ye mampani foforo na afi o man Ghana timi afa na ntama pa bi na wafra na TV SYZ ne ye power 97.9 bibia no ya yes afi mu aba ye beto de ma obia enyina ni mfiri ye TV SYZ any power ye 97.9 so if you say yen ana de abato emu nsam se de tie pepepe e de bedom atie for enu ahwefo nyina kwara ene wo magic wo no ho ye baba behwe there is an update yedi kan yedi da be na wotwe mienu atwam ni Ghana fo adwenkyere se de omo pese omo to abai afi eno na update aba ene yedi baba som eye tie for enu ahwefo so election focus today we are on voters choice wo mo be to aba no then omo hwehwe omo choice ne hwan na omo pese omo nyi no na ondi oman Ghana nim efi afefo fra ye besim no eko so an update of a year voters choice anene Kwame yes baba no na we ye global info analytics omo hwehwem ana som survey a o mama ye ana ye ba be chechire mu wa ha de akyerechire for eni ahwefo nti global info analytics okọ no ohia Ghana fo a no wa bi say o say na mwankasa no presidential candidate a wo mo ba na afi ya to aba mo mu nyina no se wo hwe omo a efiti NDC John Dramani Mahama Dr. Baumia Alan Martin Nana Kwambedi ako any other political parties nyina hwan na muhu ni say Ghana monsemu amoka ana mo sede mo tibiate no odwene mo ho no tie ase pa Kwame ye hwe ye no na weeks before asa survey we omo ye no na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama enya 51%, Dr. Alhaji Baumia enya 40.4%, afi Alan Martin enya 2.3%, Nana Kwambedi ako enya 5.5%, other political parties put together enya 1%. Now the recent poll aba and a survey aba from Global Info Analytics say Osha Kwame the same question Global Info Analytics beside currently Mahama enya 54%, Dr. Baumia enya 39.8%, afi Alan Kojo Martin 1.7%, afi Nana Kwambedi akonya 3.9%, and other political parties enya 0.9%. Kwame, so weeks before the same question I yebisa Ghana to before mbeto aba afie percentage presidential candidate nyina enya wa ha na se obehwe now the current one na okohwe now His Excellency John Dramani Mahama weeks before no wa appreciate vote by 3% ewo now the current survey Global Info Analytics aye Dr. Baumia drop it by 1.2% and 1.6% ewo now the omuye mi show 40.4% previously now currently we about 39.8% now the vote now drop it Sansin Alanche Macha drop it and Kwambedi akwa drop it and a year other political parties put together woman nyina a drop it now say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama weeks kakre ababetwemi was say pulling the votes ni bebre e free Dr. Baumia and all the other presidential candidates for enchen Kwame yenton kwose ne ehwe omo bisa Global Info Analysis omo say bisa tememufo say afi say yade abato on ye to ne ya anka omo beto ama hwan ye hwe de esi ye weeks before His Excellency John Dramani Mahama enya 51.6%, Alhaji Baumia enya 40.8%, Alan Martin enya 2.0%, afi Nana Kwambedi akunya 5.6%, other political parties put together enya 1%. Ye ba now eye nu ade ya de ababonten His Excellency John Dramani Mahama enya 53.2%, Dr. Alhaji Baumia enya 40.0%, afi Alan Martin enya 1.5%, Nana Kwambedi akun 4.7%, other political parties put together and also a 0.6%. Kwame Osha Hanon Swa still His Excellency John Dramani Mahama abo modern appreciative vote from 51.6 to 53.2 na just say wasen atwe Bawumia 40.8 first one no but currently one no 8 no every so it wo hwa His Excellency John Dramani Mahama asan atwe vote ababegu bia ya omosan bi sa omose hwan no mo beto omaba e dia ma no say elections no anka ye 29 Kwame yento nkoso na afa ye nhwe ne e wo ho medical yaka say swing regions no they have always been a decider of Ghana's election say about beto about this swing regions talk of Greater Accra, Central and Western region abibia no omo vote eye decider pa etimi ma elections no enti say yenya project obi say wono ana owi ni string regions no ma eye na abibia no ono no di kan e wo Ghana ba ye bebetum Kwame yen konkɔhwɛ say the swing regions no currently o ma dwen kire ye o nipa o beto abade ama no His Excellency John Dramani Mahama e wo 54%, Alhaji Bawumia wo 38%, Alan Kojo Chematin ewa 3%, Nana Kwame Minkah was 6%, and a few other political parties put together ewa 1%. When Nkrofo bebree bisa say asen and saying post never bontini na Nana Kwame Minkah vote no eya wosoro asen Alan Chematin there then esi Kwame Minkah tie ne say wo hwe yen voter eya register mu currently na youth na ewom no edos ye pa enti enye nwanwa se Nana Kwame Minkah onya sa vote no because of youth and the Gen Z's new generation wo mo hunu se wo so mo wani da so kakra bi e wo Nana Kwame Minkah mo Kwame yento nkoso na afa yen hwe the next region Akan regions put together Akan regions near Eastern Ashanti Bono East Ahafo Western Central and afa Western North regions Akan regions no ye ribomu a sa Akan regions so Kwame abribia na post be koso ayeba beto aba no na MPP amanyoko no ana abribia we hu so mahwia di kan Akan regions ndi MPP ana abribia na ye omo ire omo to aba ma omo pa but yen hwe de na esi e wo Akan regions no Kwame His Excellency John Dramani Mahama e wo 46% in the Akan regions Alhaji Bawumia 45% na Alan Chematin 1 Nana Kwame Minkah hanso wabiti Alan Kojo Chematin e wo 6%, other political parties e wo 2% Kwame eti na 2024 abato ye kwakoto no His Excellency John Dramani Mahama asan yakwako lead e wo Akan regions no ma nanka bria no e favor MPP amanyokuo no Kwame yento nkoso na afa yen hwe the other regions northern regions together all the northern regions put together that is the northern region itself north east savannah upper east and upper west regions no ye kambo mu a His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wo 56%, Alhaji Bawumia wo 42%, Alan Kojo Chematin wo 1%, Nana Kwame Minkah wo 1%, other political parties put together 0%. Kwame yenko hwe afa oti region any voter region put together na afi yen hwe omo so omadwene afi omo de beto aba no oti any voter ye kan bo my His Excellency John Dramani Mahama e was 67%, Alhaji Bawumia was 27%, na afi Alan Kojo Chematin wo 2, Nana Kwame Minkah wo 4, other political parties put together 0. Kwame it is so share the recent on our current post here global info analytics ediabana na chese bibia o say gina ba bi ogina I project His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ye frankatufo edema NDC amanyoko ni say afia ba ye babeto no ono ana obedi nkonimi vi so no ana Ghana fo bebre na no o madwenkyere ni omunsusu ye be ombeto abako no ekono so Kwame nti na nnenso no de ekoso abato a ye babeto man Ghana mu the various regions Ghana fo adwenkyere ba bi ombeto mabako ana ye de bebedom mo e wo Dwaboase tonton sansan magic wall jumadi so Kwame
ana obrempo gusu a wogina no na obrempo ade ba akwa wo so hunu ni se eno so ye betimi di aka ho e wo mu se mabunu no dodo na ehunu omo ho e wo chedemu but reason tie man yes an ye we o se Mahama mamuo no mabunu ye o maba ya ebi asoso mbeto aba no dodo na anse da ehunu amamuo mu nima ye nanado danko akufo ado amamuo ena amamuo no so se na sitie agora no kosku ahokyerem wo hunu ni maame se da ne da nyina wo bre aza no wanya sika e de ama no o papa bre aza no manya sika e de aye no ma ahodo o mu hunu ahokyere eti se abufo no wo mu eti se wahwa ade bi a Malik Basintale a wo ye deputy communications officer ema NDC amanyoko no na anu ye a wo ye TikTok live hwe maburu dudu a o mu huri di na chi wo abeda na wo cheche NDC ehyehyemu ade achromo so NDC etokɔ so engage mmabunu yi a afei no masoso mo beto aba na mo kɔ so kaka wo mo enoma John Dramani Mahama eyede ma oman Ghana ema omunye omo ho ntiase a wahwe ma no dodo na cheda belusu na beka John Mahama ho ohwe baumia ema yi say ya weeks ago hwede we na baby na 40.8 say 8% na etaso no free ho abedi eye John Mahama ene omoma kan alanchamatin ene cheda nche meaning say na watwe bia baumia bekasa bia na watwe bia no ma hodo obesi wo aban mu bia no MPP elusu ema eti magic one mun nsem ne yede brem na busia ye gina wo so de tonton sansan no e de ato ha pa hwi
aman ya maya ayo enyo ya ne wom ya paso bia ba adwabo na sibi na asem bia wo bia mu oka na me man ye ye kunsum yemfa mu man motrobojo yemfa mu man mosempa
Well, a brass associated for you, Cassia Bebremo. A queer grant Martin as a Mikhail Franco Trading Enterprise, your phone, Papa, if you say your iPhone, say Nokia, say Samsung. So long as say your phone, Papa, dear. Bora Franco Trading Enterprise. Think the bomb from you, Papa, a boy, you my Ghana, 1 month with FFM, and your Franco air condition. Ya Jatum, and 1 year to 1 year, Dibu your fear, your offices, and then Miami, I would do a person where you knew. I said, what done you say? A Rihanna boy, Bopa, who said the sun is metro. Metro with your chain crane. A child quay out tidy about me, your friend say, Nanadwechi. I can't wabo. Canena Casra for the Yano tidy, your man pay you no much. As I go be at the tinting gram of bizarre. A bore off. Also, do what the Nanachi was also the city. Yeah. That's a reality we boss out is at the Bassano. What did you make? It is per Franco air condition board then with fear office. If you 1.5 horsepower, because 2.5 horsepower. Washing machine, just freezers, CCTV cameras, the baby top. For Franco Trading Enterprise was 0555 939311 0555 939311 and at 02464 22338. And then last day was October Nimo. And then and Grata de Kakwaba.
Ya New Kwame.
Nana Potsway. And another drink one. Aquaba, you.
Ya New Kwame.
And the Aqua, dear Overseer.
And ya then some no Abramo. Mamen Shasia, our overseer, a year Koano, Emu, Coacratano. Pepana small the power set as Andrisa Mekono, Okopiemu, our air from Mount Mamma in the Fami and San. As well as some by a Jumedius from Copamo, Tor Honum, not Nina campaign strategy Nibia, and to some so any Sanso and Nora, a year Senor Hosi, and so adding semi out to Jaffa, a year Mame, a Gertrude Tokonu. Na ose onhwe na Ghana kemami kebino on saving na ebia kono enyadia eye aniso ne nyina ewo overseer de overseer eye pepa no anu achi nso no eye mami akua donko nya ne baby kwese wada ne benkum sui na ese no nanka ni pepe so mgina so no mo sakre ne mem statement kura bai Nigeria Electoral Commission de oyeye no na NDC amyekoni so mo ye wagadiri bia aye se mo se no me bia nti wonsam no
said ya na caliber sika no nka bi nchom emfa
nti amfa nti wonsam no ese aye ko akrata no de abetu ya so na ye maame aye nana opoku agiman so ekwa probo wa asante mantem na ode atudwa kirem se ese wo hwa asante mantem ampontudwuma no kase no ni nyina ndi sam yeko na aye nti ade nti na de bia no moto aba e de call MPP wo bra mo ba omo ye hwe emfa mo nti afidie omonti so omon san no sabi omadwen no monto aba no ko ba bia rebua na mpontudwuma so no atimi akwaso nti wonsam ena se eye ko akrata de overseer de eba betudwa anopei ema yen na yento so ewo eye de Ghanaian Times mu Ghanaian Times ko akrata chiremu na sendra eye cadet officers graduation to so aduonu miensa ndre ko so na no ena eye Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ekopie mu ewase na ochirem se Ghana ehia fair elections na se atimi abua
wana ekasa no
Dr. Mahmoud Baumia
o se ehia de ai
ye hia fair any firm na je se any policy na atimi abua fi eye abato no nti wonsam na so de bai
firm na free fa
na je se wo mo
se abato commission na adwen pi e wo de ho
e won de wantimi ankyere waka no trasa de ato ho nti
firm no
ho okwan
ago obi e kra waka free fair elections e na firm ntanim
on the firm abehye
firm no de ahyem no wo patch say
ne de akwa me jiso no na be kire
e coded language bi de mo obi ana
sa ebetimi abibia ntina me ka sa asam no firm na wo ho no ho kwan edoso nti bibia anse bia timi ene ne fa ama ne yeye nti anopei wote firm na bibia wo bia nfa wo de fa hye ho na mo nse ebe make asam a ebe si bibi so nti anu nsam ana se ebo hayi na Kwame Sanso ana Dr. Ado eso ade abetudwa say eye ex commission paying form terms Ghana anya hwe kura nipa be 160,000 ewo eye HIV ni bi 160,000 ebi wo
ade sokoda ya mu de be dai
160,000
baby abefa bi asokoda
na say ahomba mo so to bi enim ahwe ye nka ho
ya no mo pentem
Kwame asam ka si ya ra ho sem.
Wo pentem.
Oda se no betina wi ase nkwa da nyina aka wanim no. Da bia de banu maduro. Nti o se ya ahwe yie pa. Nti eno no kirem se 160,000 say HIV mwa na bi wo mo widie mu so mu gunduro so a omonom nti ho nsem wo kra ani a yehu o we ani a yehu
na ne yehu ye
eno so ehye ho nti we ka wo de na say ekwa ni mu ekwa ni mu pa nti o say ya Ghanaian Times nsem o de ba ne na che se okopie mu ewo achem tafo a eno so betodwa sabi ye enkwada na se nipa o madwen mu edidem kakra nipa se aso be wo bi na se bi ase na adwen na mbo adwuma nhyɛ da ngira so yie enti saa no say autism kwada ne saa je say saa kwada no say nipa bi de omo tete omo hot so omo de omo fa taste say entwa yie je say abuse omo sexually no no e kasa di atia so bi wo hwa na bia saa kwada ne mama ni fia na so Kwame
no ye je die
dia na wo hwehwe
oh no
say minim say kwase bu na wo bia fa o say ye bibi no
mo ya so wonya now
na me ka say bia kwase bu because
ma do so chen me ma wo Ghana
nti akwase bu we ni say bia okofa na wo ma ni sika bia wo de ate hot so na wo say bibi so na wo de ya wie na wo nti anu nsem na say eye pepa no kana no pay na eye chief justice Kuruya ye chief justice Kuruya
de on pe Kuruwa no
o se je say eye boku ntokwa ni nti no court ahodo a ewo eye apa east nyina no omun close no nti wonsem na no pepa no so eka de a kire Kwame Minkah so enko Daily Post eye ensem no nso emum na Daily Post so kirem say election 2024 say enye say it's about economy.
It's about the economy.
It's
about the economy, stupid. Sana Bill Clinton kai.
Enti no o kirem say it's about the economy. Na enye irrelevant 50 questions bia wankasa kora was all the questions na ba no ntimi ya no
eno no ankasa we ya no pain ti se dum so die we ya no wo Joy FM
okay
ba o mia na ya no kasa won kai o kasa ba na ni refi
asem
we ni eri bebu man
da bi
obi o kasa di refi no
o committee an se bedu fie bedu Ghana no
o se ya man ka bi
man te hwe
ya man nya madwuma
enti eno no
da bia ni kachire o da bia ade no wotimi swa da bia so ni kachire ho
na me kachire ni ye esu asorodo esu na se hwanyae ya mfa so mi ye enti onsam na se Daily Post eken sanso na owura ansa asare e tudwa se Supreme Court no aye predictable asam ne dudu wa na ye law students ye lawyers say aye dwamfo ni ye kurei no ye no bi asem na kosi
no panyi bi amebu no pa obusa question bi wo Facebook was say hey me anaka me condos my lawyer come here say de obesua wo classroom no enye no na ya na ye di dwuma wo court on ene ma me nya ye
esono de ausua no school na esono de na ye di ya dwuma so wo court nti wonsam na owura ansa asare de ababetudwa na ye toa so a owura Martin Kpebu so akasa say Supreme Court nyame anim ni omo ye totally wrong pa say omo suspend eye owura speaker ruling ewo
confusion no dey aba no e bia ni say Council of State for ayen time to omonka and normal bebrebe si wo memu omo time kasa all of a sudden woman in am speaker ehwena no woman in am ehwena no I say oh ye bedi asem well speaker card yo mo party e dey acho mo say o de November animo hona no ye beba but see ye beba no ne kwa so samanfo beti ase no eno de ani nsem what dey make can say samanfo ni nyina beba
ana omomba
ni nyina wo mra se bedwafo ne nsem
because on dey say o nipa ba akopɛ me frɛ no amba ede na meye
and dey say wala o
anyi sem tintin constituency
mo so na mo ni numbers yi no and ye fra numbers by na mo de ba be si nyina ye numbers by na mo de ba be business anyway we dey enquire anim
anti ano ne nsem je say eye enei ko wakrata no ka eye Daily Post nsem no ebi eno no ma mento so e wo Daily Graphic mu na go ride uti go ride who so because one we be no atrem na akọ
eno so ne dey
say ba me say go ride enu ye local ride or just ode ba abeboa na say Ghana upe baby
eni on from na da me no dey ba wa launch
o be launch ano no
wo be launch ana wa launch
o se anu ye modernized taxi rank nti esi a taxi na old one no em say this obi park na dey Just obi apa.
I'm saying go for you.
Wase na wie said omu ni wano na wonim. Ne omu ni wano nyuma ne yegu no.
We are not the abasha mahama.
Ne ha say bang magu na nkrofo titifie nya adwuma ye. Ebi ma kope uba ni ade ye adwuma. Also akọ say go right.
And can you imagine say the 50 questions no bisa no. Obisa mahama say den na banks ni nke ye egu. Tio anke ye egu.
Na say engu.
Question say egu ye.
Engu. Hwan na be gu no. Hwan na be ku wo twa ne ti.
So President Baba say omo kasa te said ye omo kan nursery rhymes so odika
that's asem na
woni obi atem
unim dia wo kan nti wonsam ana wa sanso ana otoa so a ye say say national science and maths quiz ekoso no infante pem efo na say
e wanna be root to marketer for pa
keta say omo ntimi wini na afie bia
ombesa ba next time don't worry
omuntimi winning the bia nti wunsam sanso na stomach bank so ma lanche youth banking proposition nti wunsam so ho na fete say sa MP for mienu na mo so mo crop independent ya mo na makofa we dia ba yes Supreme Court so
no my day
na mo ko independent
o ma tie tia o party so fi so mo hunu so mo party no ye gina mo atade no so e ko gina abato no ma ye belu support etiani ye yanko kwante ngro
party no kranso akabi ankabi
amafi central de ye nyina ni twa akasa ne bae ye koto aba wolusu ye wante ne wase e no so ne me kwante ngro ene NDC de MPP de ne de omo say tale the way the party make no eti wo de say mahama na beto ama na to ba no we are no ato ama why no ba bi o be ko bia no omo market ba omo ye mfa and so esasu botia omo ore fidie apia kubi ono apia kubi kan was it na boy cry ye ni kan no yi e kan ho yi
na boy cry na
wo bi se o na say die se wo de ferie ne kan konti wa be kan omo and omuduo sa ba o kan ye wutu se na ye na hinta sama ehia no se na boy na e ba be so mensa e dia cha mansan say yentoma me na boy wakasa no part say
no person chese de ko dwa nya yie tietia woni ni ko dwa yie nti wonsam na isa do pay ko akrata no so ka ho ensam nti ano no nia ho na afi ese Ghana fo nso be boa na afi atelafo ne omo pempam ade no nso no omo atimi anyansa no dwuma no anyi esanse na abanwuma no ebi nhye de ni ho sa ban we oba wan bia dwuma onyuma obi anyina na koya waye omfo wa na wanti omka wie nti akoya basa nti say this ansan dwuma na no ene de ani ebezi nti wonsam ena say ayepa no so ede betu dwanti Kwame anope no ensema ye nsa no yemfansia na bo adwuma to aso ema yen
me da say ye kasa enso Amemfi Central parliamentary candidate ma NDC amanyuko no wako PM wo court omudi asem no e wo court na yesi the way Amemfi Central asoja no etitafo na ni abre ena omso omu tie omudi court no enyuma we achi bo omu de ade ba ko no omunim se eye honorable Joanna Jankudo wono a no omunim wabre omu kwa akoto aba afi eti wa no omudi omani akire eno hwa nyuma omu bopa ne campaign omu ye no wabra Joanna Jan one kraya wodi akwane aba wo court no na a party executive no so ene ye titafo no ewuregura ne amanfo di nkomo eton mo nsam no de akira mansan na de ekono no Amemfi Central is on fire abuja Dwaboase ni power 97.9 and a TVXYZ 21st clinic here sciatic expert otu asintiri didi mu ko na ase wono oya na wotie no 21st clinic ene wa no aduro koso mu aduro na nkasa wo wa ebedi aboa ya wa doctor fo ma bin omu nim yade yi ombe pe ho pomasi bira ma from us 0540 311 311 0540 311 311 ebo no nkro pepepa ye ne eja Richard Kumado ena etenase ye di nkomo de afa afiya batoi bambo mu nsem ye wose ehunu ede ne betumi di atoto akwan mu ensema ye tete de amanfo keka ye nanu ya the United States of America de behwi mu Nigeria se de etre ni susu aso ye de nyina Abraham Richard Kumado ye security consultant abi ye amama hodo ewo bibi memu ene wiase afa na nyina wo ye adwuma mo e babambo mu nsema waben pa ɔno ane ne bɛtena ase ɛkyɛ bi ɛbɛkɔ ɛyɛ true word but answer no meka say let's talk educational consult ɛnɛ wɔba no wonte yɛ afa ɔba no kɔ na ɔnkɔnya entity papa ɛbɛbia abɔfra no adwene mu yɛbɛboa no ma wabɛnya ne ho nteaseɛ wawiase yi a wɔte mu ɛne sɛdeɛ nnoɔma ɛsi yɛ adwuma fa abɛɛfo tentafidi ade yɔ ɛho nteteɛ yɛde bɛma akwadaa yi yɛde adwene bi hyɛ abɔfra no tirim sɛ saa bere wɔ baabi a wɔwɔ yi kura a wɔde bɛɛ 4 years asɛ 3 years no ɔno ankasa bɛtumi ahyɛ ase ayɛ n'adwuma ɛwɔ ha wani wonim akɔda kɔhwɛ sɛdeɛ ɔmo so kyerɛ ɔmo adeɛ ɛwɔ let's talk education consult wogyina indec ne montessori kwan no so ɛna tete mmɔfra yi ɔtashi nungwa estate mango street from 0249069821 0249069821 let's talk education consult also building the future through children afei yɛnkɔ true west na yɛnkɔ di nkɔmmɔ dɔka bɛtena sɛ na ɛwukua da bio ɛna ɛyɛ awada sɛ nkɔmakyi yie madane obi dɔka akɔ aba
yɛ mu da ase berɛ
biribi abɔkɔ deɛ
nyame ne mo mpaebɔ
ɛyɛ wada ne nie woba sɛ ɛna baabi a ayɛ true word na true word nkɔmmɔ no ɛna hefa na adeɛ fa
alright enti mame nda wase ɛna no pɛi na memfa ɛnkyia soronko ɛmfiri True Worth Pharmaceutical Company Limited ɛma yɛtiefoɔ ne yɛhwɛfoɔ nyinaa yɛde nyankopɔn ase ɛwɔ mpɛmpɛnso a wɔde abɛduru ɛwɔ asetena ne abrabɔ mu mama ɛnɛ nso biem wɔne True Worth Pharmaceutical Company Limited ɛna ɛde ahyia yɛka sɛ True Worth Pharmaceutical Company Limited a yɛyɛ company kɛse a yɛasoɛyɛ no ɛwɔ India na ɛyɛ India hama ɛna yɛakeka bom ɛde ayɛ ahabanura wiase afana nyinaa yɛnnuro no ebi ɛwɔ hɔnom na nyame nkyɛ deɛ yɛnnuro no ebi abɛduru Ghana Food and Drugs Authority ayɛ nhwehwɛmu ɛde afa yɛnnuro no ho agye ato mu sɛ ɛyɛ papa nti no Ghanafoɔ ɛmfa nsa wɔn ho yareɛ abiri bia ayɛ a na yɛka sɛ nneɛma pa ɛne ahonyadeɛ ɛne sika ɛne bibia ɛfiri nyankopɔn na mmom ɛba apɔmuden papa nso a nyankopɔn ɛne yɛyaresafoɔ hene nanso ayɛ a na wɔde fa nipa so na wɔtumi ama yɛnsa ka yɛyaresa ɛno nti na ɛwɔ sɛ abiribia yɛ na ɔtena se a sese abrabɔ no emu ayɛ den sikasɛm ayɛ den enti no wotɔ aduru a na watie na wɔtɔ adu pa a ɛbɛtu yareɛ no ase na ɛnsorosoro o yareɛ no enura True Worth Pharmaceutical Company Limited yɛde ɛbɛdwaman so no ɛdɔɔso na abibia obi a wɔbɛte Indianfoɔ aduro nka bia no ayɛ a na wɔhu sɛ aduro no ɛyɛ papa na ɛbɔ adwuma mama wo ne obi te na yareɛ bi abɔ no ama wɔnom Indianfoɔ enuro a bisa ne sɛ wɔnom yɛ no na aduro no ɛte sɛn wɔn mu nnuro ɛyɛ ade a ɛbɔ adwuma papa menka na dawo ɛsan ɛbrɛ ne adagye nti no ebi a na yɛ nya brɛ ɛmobɔ enu ahodoɔ a yɛde abadwaman so ne nyare a ɛsɛ ne nyinaa so nanso woyi wasom yie na yɛtumi bɔ deɛ so anaasɛ yɛama wo deɛ so a wobɛtumi afa yɛn contact number yɛkɔ animu a mede bɛto dwa anaasɛ wohwɛ TV na wohwɛ ne screen no so a yɛn contact number ɛsɛ no ɛwɔ so nananom sɛ wotɔn wo yare a ɛna wonya no aduro enti egu so a yɛdi nkɔmmɔ kɔ yɛn animu no mede yɛn telephone number no ɛbɛto dwa abiribia yɛ na meka sɛ nipadua na akɔ a yɛn kane a nyankopɔn de ma yɛn ɛyɛ yɛni enti ne mehyɛ ase akasa fa yɛndo no ho a yɛ na ani deɛ no ɛna di kan mama mepaakyɛw sɛ w'ani no ɛho to kyima no wamma ɛho asɛm anhia wo a w'ani no ɛba bɛfira ma wayɛ burden ɛbɛto abusua no so na obi a n'ani afira biara sabi ayɛ a na wohwɛ atete ne awerɛhoɔ yɛ a yɛfa mu a yɛho mmɔbɔ papapapapapa abibia meka kyerɛw sɛ yɛ papa baako a mene ne taa di nkɔmmɔ wɔse na wɔba kurom aba bɛyɛ adeɛ wɔfa kaa sɛ wɔsrɛ metini na wɔduru post office a ɛyɛ anka wɔmpɛ kadama no na wɔmfa ne nkɔ baabi a wɔkorɔ wɔn nam kwan so a wɔn ba mama ɛna nsuo mu na kwan so metini ni duru hɔnom a na oyi ne papa na n'ani afira no esi hɔnom na otu ne kaa tipa obi a n'ani afira nsuo ɛtɔ ohun sɛ wɔkɔ benkum wɔkɔ nifa wɔba n'akyi na wɔkɔ n'anim esan sɛ wɔhunu adeɛ nti ɛhɔnom no wɔsi wɔbɛnya sɛnka wɔwuya nkora na wɔpɛ mr sɛ wɔnya aniyare bi a na sɛ wɔkɔ hospital na doctor ka kyerɛ sɛ wɔnya glaucoma na pressure bɛ wɔ ani no so a aduro baako pa a wɔhia ɛyɛ Indiafoɔ aduro a yɛfrɛ ne True Worth Vision Capsules True Worth Vision Capsules just miminda etwa mu yɛ ɛna yɛyɛ free health screening ɛwɔ True Worth Specialist Clinic na adɔfoɔ a wɔn ba hɔnom ɛne nipadɔm a wɔn ba bɛgu hɔnom na wɔbia ɛdi True Worth Vision Capsules no ho adanseɛ na ayɛ a na ɛho bɛhia sa biribi a wɔbɛte sɛ yɛyɛ free screening no fa kwanya no so ɛsiane sɛ yɛnnuro no yɛato apete my Ghana fana baby leading pharmacy, drugstores and herbal shops. Ukuma ubenya bi. Nanso oba yaso ho ye free screening na oba ho no ma. Ebo na ye de ma drugstore any pharmacy for no herbal shops no. Ye de ma wo mu atufu obo no saa na oba yaso ye ho a ye de ma wo enti nipa dodo na no wo moti se ye free screening pe na wo mu afa kwanya no so se ne be ya wo beba benya ye no ni nyina abofo ana se abomrem me pa cho True World Vision capsules no se wani no epru nsuo eyo hene oda sori na eso ye wisi ade ben wo a wo hwe wo hunu ewo akiri nsuo a wo hwe wo hunu ade san na esuma duro obi a wani ni pru nsuo na eso ye hene me pa cho enye koko bomodi a na hwehwe True World Vision capsules na chi akwan na ye wo any stem cell a eno no okabomu a ebo papa obi a etasi wani so me pa cho etane esi eni ni so a ebo ye nkaye efifi ketekete na eye kese na etie ne se eye kese ni nyina na ekata ye ni kosua lens ne so mama wotena se eye ahweha na ekata wani kosua lens ne so a automatically wani no eba befra no na obi no mo ho a wo mbekọ akoye operation yi ete no nanso wo mu koyi a ebi a na asen afifi ntino wo mutimi gya ne saa na abo wo mu anifraye mepacho aniyare bia wonya se wo hwe mobile phone so ache na affect wani ana se wo hwe computer so ache na affect wani no mepacho mo sanka True World Vision capsules True World Vision capsules na eno ene betumi adi abo wo ayi saa ohaw ni nyina efi honomo mepacho yendo no yesan ewo azaka no eye diabetes edo tatahwe eye Indian hama ene yakaka bom ede aye abandui eyema yema me ne ye papa no mo manya diabetes me catch say mama se obi catch say ye ni diabetes edru a bomodian na True World yado azaka no sohwe na amanfo wo mu US Germany UK ni amanho do so etumi fra ye contact numbers wo Ghana hanom na ye de enuo no emma ne wo mo maame ne wo mo papa no ne wo mo adofo a wo mo anya diabetes na wo mo de sori afi wo mo kete so se ye ka adansidi a ubeti wo mo num ye nuo azaka ni bia wo mo ye diabetes patients a wo mo edi adanse se eduro no abo adwuma na eduro no abo wo mo papa enti se wo hwe ye wutie ye enano pai na unim obi a owo diabetes ana wankasa wo diabetes ni bia hwehwe India fo aduro papa ye fa ne azaka no na fatu u diabetes no ase na mom yanko yaduro ye fa ne vivado no nso no eye aduro a eye adupa edema sabi ye maame ne ye papa nom ana wo bia wo hypertension no ana se hypertension ni nsunsunso ni senia esi adokro ewo widie mu nyina no unya yaduro vivado ni bia mepacho eno nso ebeboa na hypertension no etu ase edi afiri ho kra sa mojabroso no edi nipanya ekum nipa tese uko hospital na ye cheke na ohwe senia amanfo efamu na mpo ni da so ni ebinum anumunuo na anoma mama so True World yenuo no hwe na obehu se eduro no ebo adwuma papa na memra yaduro ye fa ne joint 40s ne eye adwuma ewo ye nompem ene yaposo mepa chaw enye painkiller na mom ni akofa yiyaw no ede aba o cartilage ukotodwe gragra na ewo honom eho na awewi a ema wote yiyaw ewo ho na ukotodwe mu emu hyehyew emu tutu ukotodwe no ahono wogi ho a enyi sisi yawe a emu adin chese utumi ensori kra enyina honom etweba oto ase ebisi o na ase ne yeka ne sciatica yi mepacho ahunam tutu ni nyina no wadru eye joint 40s eye capsules eye India hama ene yakeka bomu a ye de ayesa joint 40s no obi akonya nkwanhia na ninam obu ni nsem obu mepacho pe joint 40s ni bi ema no eno no emma wobi mu abrewa na ase wobi emu akokora ye wa woti wodi padua mu nyina no eye natural herb ekoko siesie woni padua no eyi sai yaw ni pains ni nyina no ede afiri konom ama wasumu adwo na afi yesan so ewo nerve alive na wenu na mepese mo hye ne nsoma me pa nerve alive no eye womo anya entini mu yare aduro tatahwe a eye India fo aduro na ubede hu se wanya entini mu yare mepacho obi a ewo honoma na unsem eye otititi chese unam eye otititi obi tena secha wo se anansi achemenan mepacho ewo ho na yese ade wo nam wo nante na yese bibi ewo pin bi ewo wo sa ahwa we nyina anase bema waye mre e wo kete so me pacho eye ntini enti se wuntini ne emu sisi na mogya no entumi penetrate a aya na etumi ma wo hu sa ensunsanso we nyina entini mu aduro tatashe eye nerve alive wo wanya entini mu yare no wo ma wo nsaka ebebo papa enti wonum joint fortis no edi ye wonum pemu adwuma no na wonum nerve alive no so na wo de eboa edi siesie wuntini no se ne ebeboa na bibia ebetumi egina ne nan so esan ebre ne adaje nti no ebi ana mantumi amobɔ yenro ne nyina so wo ye bema na wo ye mre ewo kete so a wo ma wo nsaka ye aduro male fortis na enu ekosiesie wo bema no ema mogya blood na epompe bom ema hoden hronkotimi bom ema utimi edi bo adwuma abribia enti wo ye bema na wo ye mre wo kete so we enye ya anoma aduro ni bia wonom ne enne na utimi bo adwuma ochene wo enya bia noma na kodwoto na oda honoma untimi embo adwuma we wunuma ekosiesie ewo nipadua num enti ne ehyemu 30 capsules wonom wie ya na chese obema no wosen agina onaso biem ehun hia se wo no yire kwakoda afi na wo kwakofo aduru ansa na watumi ne na dabi wonom 30 capsules ni wie ya wasi udada mu ti se omrant bremu a wobetimi abo adwuma abribia opese okọ oyire ho ye wo kokọ aduru tatahwe ewo honom a ye frɛ ne power liver eno nso eye indiafo ahahama ene yakeka bom a ye de aye power liver ya se eye internal power anase external power koko no afifiri wuni padua mu anase ohunamani no mepacho unya power liver na ebebo papa etu koko no ase edi afiri honom na ansa na yebekọ yanimu no ma memfa yen contact numbers no entudwa na frɛ ebia na yentumi amo yare so esan ebrenti eye 0558 724 302 mepacho hwe TV screen na ubehun se yen contact numbers no so na momu amutie yen e wo radio no so no ena ma ehu behia se wasi esen number no mu biem e de mamo 0558 724 302 0558 724 302 0558 724 302 and a 059 558 2628 059 558 2628 na ne kwakwa mu ansa na mesori no ma menka ya tiefo se yenro no leading pharmacy herbal shops drugstores a ewo omega mu nyina no uboduro mu a ubenya true worth yenro ene enyare ahodo amabobo su amachire mu ubenya enro ni bi ato opese obaya so ye kese na ewo Accra Adenta housing down ofa Adenta housing down and now the private car neighbor no do housing down honoma bisa obi ase upe loto kiosk udu loto kiosk honoma me pacho e honoma ena yaso ye no ewo obi a wanya stroke obi a wanya enemu yare me pacho wo ba awo ho asema ye diama wonu kunu nyina mumumumra ye wo enu wo honoma ye de bema na ye de atu onyare ni nyina ase ama wasoma atumi adwo na bomodi a na sanfa ye number ni biem abra ye sorry 0558 724 302 0558 724 302
very well
Nana
Doc,
yedase
yebasa share bio da otwe se da ebusia Dwaboase ni part 97.9 and a TVXYZ mamudi echi e Facebook live Crespo Fufuo George Hines Serenity McCarthy Shamaba Binya and Afenso Amaya Brown Don Luis GH munyina yenyina ya damasa sabudi echi anope wo Dwaboase dwumadie so agye no o mine trasia ye yedi enkomo twetwe no behye so dem happy birthday kase pa enkomo samoki tete kan na me ne wan na wo TV Africa na me from my TV wife ene eye wa woda happy birthday kase pa enkomo wakoma so ade nyina mrem ya me nkoso enhyaw ya mo amo ba bia wo bia koso ane dide basabre ye mawura antekeba na ohima sachiwa ovie tufa wabra what Spanish enkomo no ebre antek
Enenso ya share bio me de Anti-Herbal Center nupa hu da wubo ene brew. Ya damo asemu amono maduro no na mosan di hu adanse e ma afoforo nso kotobie. Tichu me ma me ba pani a ukọ maku na ukodi hu adanse ne. Ya se e frɛ Anti-Herbal Center fo ndro no e maku fo aduro. sansa maame mpanimfo na aka ne omo wi mi kotodwe wi mi sisiri ni nyina agyan se no ano omo no tipa cha so age no wo maku a chase no num bi na makofo na te de papa edura me maame no num ye akokodi ho adanse no enu ni anti-cable center for your Spanish garlic capsules and Spanish garlic mixture edura we mienu na say na maame no no mo a okodi adanse sansa se de no odi asade ahrise no omo nte ase enu ni Spanish garlic mixture ewe ye aduro nsu na we ye topa ye edin no se nanso enema ewo mu no enso nso ne yedam utumi to we nko anom utumi to we so enko anom e capsules no nko anom utumi to enso no so nko anom ni nyina bia de ne ho na aka mienu no bomu ene na atadwe na jesa watede na ye adwuma no wadre de enti ama me to ye nie osena onya siatica na eka no ho a owaso dem a ya bontwene no de na ya kuno krase ateka nerve no hompo ni musa na wontimi nya no ho hwe ena odofo bi ehye no emakoto Spanish garlic capsules ene mixture ya wonomye afi de ya no kokora wonte hwe bio afi na ase wo na ne ho yira no okokonye aduro ya wonomye ndi nyina agya nti na emakofo atu aguso wo mo nom omukonso anu omo ama memakuo ni bi mema no soso no mo ana chese efi honom de eni gie nko esanse edu anadwo wo mo power sa wote ase Spanish garlic capsules ene Spanish garlic mixture dro no eye ehoro ntini mu eyi mogya kwan mu ema ntina ho odin timi gya ne na so na asiesie onipadua na ama hoden agina mu se na ne sa de bone dia ene ese de wafu aye kese ama cellulite aba wonsa ho ne oto ho nti ama wontimi share stretch na sa body con no na ebeyi efri honom no maduru ebeye wo system ne mu yie enku ni seminar no enye ne nyina ne beboa wo de beboa ne se oba redie no mu adwuma ama hoden abam enu ni me say utimi nom Spanish garlic capsules ye nko a ebeyi wo mu ade papa bi a wate se garlic ye bieye sanso obi a wadi free finch adu mienu ko bia no onom a eboa ne se de be regulate ni mogya kwa no ama emogya na hoden agya ne na so yie na obi susu obenom anti-cable center ye Spanish garlic mixture no ono susu sa onya garlic mu ahoden onya nkatwade mu ahoden eni ahoden papa bi a ewo sa niema mienu ayaka bom ene niema foforo bi a ewom eboa ma mogya ne di afurisa ne yie na aye oni padua no susu yie afei ye was Spanish jingle capsules enso so wo ha Spanish jingle capsules no eno no na eboa wakoma ahoden obi wo ho no mo a na koma no tu mogya na entimi nkonti no ubeko hospital ya si chambers ni bia ye mre ebi nye adwuma akoma na ho no ene sensem bebre enhonhono ye nyina eti jingo ahoden na wo mo hwete ntem enhonhono ye ewo waposo ama osisi ye wo ya ama wo nkotodwe ye wo ya ama wo batimu ye wo ya ama wo siremu ye wo ya no wono Spanish jingo capsules na eyi free honom krase de be ya wa hoden betimi agya ne na so yie oba ebi anade asi awo ekwan akra no YouTube si baby na ahunu wunim ehonhunu etimi ba ya adwene mu ebeba ye yefunu mu ye nsono mu etimi ba ya wodie mu etimi ba ye prostate ho etimi ba ye nipadua kwa ne baby bebra ye nhunu ye mfe ye ne nhunu na utire ye yie na aduaba bi sei mu ahodi kwa nipadua mu na ahwete na mawo ente sa de age sese kan kokan enti odofo me kanfo amawo eye Spanish ginkgo capsules ye ginkgo no eye GINGKO enti hwehwe bi nanom na ebebo yenko ana ewo bie okwa ba bi na obi ka kire se owode ese no a ka kire ne se opo original one no eno ni Spanish jingle capsules obi ana refi ade entempa chichu ye maame ne ye papa no ma wo mu fi akwa animu no mane jinko adure bi nom ebebo na mana kaya de entem obaba mu ese obi ase wabon obaba obi ase wabon transfish adum ye nko ade amane jinko ebi nom emu ahoden ne beboa no ama na kaya de entem na se ye na koma yie ama nipadua ahoden akwanenim esenkita anti-aging properties enti ebeboa aye wo skin ni ya mana ye firm ya body ne nsage wontwentwom na body ni nyini enya wo age Spanish jingle capsules ayema oba o twabra na ne honam yira no wonya adure na no mo a eboa wo se de be ya sa ahoyira ni nyina ebefiri ho ye friend ne jingle capsules Mr. Obo modern se obeko internet so no hwe jingle na hoden na mame ebema ma asem no kra ye tietia ama wate masientem Spanish jingle capsules ene ye nu ahodo ni nyina ebi wo drug stores pharmacy shops ene herbal centers nyina wo kwa obenya bi ato se opese oni ye doctor kasa the number na go screen so no 0266 11 41 11 0266 11 41 11. Ena sa wo abrochire na pese e posti bi brewa betimi aba WhatsApp na wa send a message audio ana betwero na ode afa 0244 642 890 0244 642 890. Yede no bi bebrew e wo abrochire ama won so ho ato abrochire hompo afro shops ne bebre ho a wo kwa wo benye bi ato ebia obenya obenom no ebeboa mo ani pedua hoden akwanimo ye nuo no se da me dia kye mako ni nyina de ne ho wutimi to ebia baako na wanom na ama ho ato na sa woka ye nuo no miensa bomu a me friend the three powers combined na kire se wanya jingu kakra wanya garlic capsules so kakra na wo de garlic mixture no aka ho ene na watu adi ono no miensa ni se ya na me friend the three powers combined. Ono miensa ni say ya me friend forever young esan say antioxidant e wo ahodo ni nyinamu ekwa kohia na afi wo mo siesie ni pedua no ayi wo mogya kwan mu aye wakoma hu yi adwuma ama akoma no ya rebi e wo ho afiri ho na siesie wo se de be ya wo ho odin ankasa no ebetimi akonanim the three powers combined enoni ni ono mo a ewo wo unyini da umfie be kwanim mu ensuso na woni pedua no body mass index ema o metabolic age edi adanse say wo sakra enuni Spanish garlic capsules Spanish garlic mixture and afi Spanish jingo capsules yenro so the drug stores pharmacy shops and herbal centers e wo Ghana haba bia okwana bodin a wo benya bia to na de akosa wo yare maamenom ebanom papanom akokoranom abrantenom ababawanom kwa baby ato wedru na kobo aduro ni din enye bi maw na manya akwadworo na wanno mama me na ochena ye di adanse a wonso watimi anombi menua ba wa fafro ene wa wo ma ba nofo fa kire wo doctor ansa na watimi anom na onomo a enim se obenya adanse adi wo BP anase blood pressure na opese ekofom start ye na adura ye de maw no na milligrams no wo form kra he say ya page mu akwa kodu 500 milligrams o kwa animo odofo kasa no mienu we bo mame Spanish garlic capsules and Spanish garlic mixture BP ne be kofom ama waduro na ye de maw no ya ma de e wo form kra 5 milligrams na fe ya kira wo diet na wadidi ama ahoto abafie sanso so ena obi a wo sciatica ono meduro ye relax sciatica nerves na ema wo to sanso na obi a wo diabetes a wo pese afa edum pepe so obi a hwe kra beka se wo ho pane e wo fie ma wo short na wo fie afa be kakra no e be mo waduro kakra bi e be boa wo insulin production na fe wasan esi wuda demo na che se wo de aduro we e na ama akwa na aja adwuma ye anase na adwuma ye no ntimi nkoyie no na wo pejam Antakeba center so de ye no ebi wo drug stores and pharmacy shops nyinemu ye number na gu screen so no wobetimi afre na one yen akasa so you be a wo anum kankan anadwarewie na ho keka wo a fra ye number no na doctor enu obedi nkomo 0266 11 41 11 ono bekasa na wacho said obefa duro na ebema ho ato Antakeba center ye no organa babia a wokwa ubenya biato na de ahoden ene apomuden pa ebeba unipeduam hyano so say ye aduro no bia obeto no ubehunu okode ya woda aduro no ho sa wo hwe topa ye no a okode no eda na bati so ha ena sa wo hwe aduro nso so a okode no eda na pempem esro hanom esan da na pempem ha enti wo no mo a na ede ahoto ne ehosane papapa na ede abre unipedua na kai say Antakeba center ye na ye nupa ya ye de ama amansan a obia nom na eboa no ema nipedua ho de gya na so menua ba ema obodi ne nsage nom Antakeba center 3 in 1 no ekita anti agent properties scan be FM na ahoden aba medeni ohema sachiwa ahwene pa odo
e parokra de kumi no said you sika no oyima sachiwa ye da ase antegi nkomo e na ode bre na no pe wo Dwaboase Power 97.9 at TVXYZ. Quick one and suddenly I could break with TV show. Ye didn't come out. You better say former diplomat with me money on so many. Yana and seven bus at one time casa. No said no. Well, go on. You make me. What did we car? About Power FM TVXYZ was a producer no way. Meaning say host with your air, but producer braha. One of him buy. Now what buy no catch say. Men say ba me trade ye gu krata yi so make sure say Kwame ya kan ne pepepe eti me ba go break ya na you must say hey kan you onya sa international diplomat dia ye okay enti ye be kan dia chemo e fa dia course so e was Supreme Court ho and afeso dia President John Dramani Mahama ebisa Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia sanse mienu we ena wache na adwen ho dia dikai was Supreme Court was say per the views of the Supreme Court ruling is the CJ suggesting that it is criminal for a Speaker of Parliament to declare a seat vacant. So by this is the CJ suggested that the Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin is a criminal. Also obisa obesu ohu obi metre no ono mo law yi wa anya bi. And a second question was say we grad the Kwame Minkah question a statement katu Ghana for him na ma President Mahama ne Bawumia NTB was say Mahama en debate Bawumia na en debate ne china se bibi sa akra bu besi a eje Bawumia e de CD to dollar no about 10 cedis. Or say 10 cedis grad or the channel. Or say money from 9 cedis. So to be the best and pempensona. And ye best President Mahama say won't debate Bawumia. But as it stands he do 17 cedis. Ya womu crampo. As it stands he Mahama en debate Bawumia ne en debate the china. Last one Kwame coming into President Akufo-Addo and so I say or just one vote and you no never bet say near or bet than to me no dear mano and you Ghana for the drone and a bakwa to aba and you be so many animal kind you no never try na drink na baako o enipa baako adwenche na baako ye pa ne betie ye pa ye ntie pa ne me ka dia sinanim ye ntie na futuo no na ensem na former diplomat no e dia ba and makenkan e dia chemo ebuja ye dan ho aba wo TV so ye ba ye ne eja Richard Kumado etina se di nkoma ye bense ɔman na nya atena ase ano no wɔ TV XYZ so and a power 97.9 abusia wadwe nche no susu ye fa beta adwumadie na chi wa bra wo ba Facebook or power 979 TV XYZ Ghana or YouTube XYZ Broadcasting yo TV XYZ so and a TV XYZ Ghana. Richard Kumado, security consultant expert with tufo ewo amama hodwo said up a friend no mani ko di dwuma e de mom we Ghana ni a wo free agwa ba ja bibi abogode ye de nyame ase and the way I na kasa ye ntie no amanfo pepa wo ye obi a wudi ubre so e ma ho asem ne ho e wo studio ha ye di nkomo ye dance pass waba.
Thank you.
Na why Ghana ni a wo time ama hodo afutuo wo bambo ho nsam no within the African continent e dey issue na ye common running across titiri wabra ye kwakoto aba.
Abato aba be ye very tricky amaye. The result of abato any the outcome of elections and a creative military takeover coup d'etat amaye. And from national security perspective, elections aba be ye one of the major national security threat amaye, particularly within the West Africa zone. And be here say omabia omukwakoto aba particularly Ghana. The best share election security. Then you share near man, you be creating many of the problems we are seeing within the West Africa zone.
And there's been several suggestions. Say election security, and I say a bambo wabra ye go to abano. E be jina normal be including ye nanse ya ye fem wo my Ghana. Ye course wo mrache be fie. Akọ Daniel wura ye say nibia. E bi mo de brofu bia to ho ye frɛ no constitutional crisis, constitutional face of of what importance the way a normal a play out of what importance and no yet on ye bambo mu wabra ye kwabatu mu.
In general terms about the safety and security of every nation, international nations will rate your country. Number one, your justice system. Number two, your governance system. And then number three, your public safety. And you need a straightforward line. Those ones, they don't change it. But particularly about what is going on in Ghana and Supreme Court and Parliament. Yeah, now in Parliament, what happens in Parliament stays in Parliament.
And tranko baby.
No, that's why they say they are masters of their own rule.
Now checks and balances say.
And they are parliamentarians. Now, Usha, Parliament to put there now. But in some other parliaments, they used to fight. But yeah, very calm. Apart from some speaker now, one or two issues BPA, but predominantly exactly. But predominantly, what happened in parliament remains in parliament. Now, say,
because now wa memu mu anase kabi mami kabi memu mu no anasa memu pemu no. All the arms of government, the woman so be any to me, need your idea. Ben so, I was say, BB and Shebi Wawa, Provocas of French checks and balancer. Yet to be share your home. Na obi to me, and quiet on one than one way yet your pay.
Okay, and it's about parliamentary procedures, any Nyama on day-to-day basis, it remains in parliament. The only relationship, voters we have with our parliamentarians is public engagement. Until when people back to the constituency. Now, we hold the town hall meetings. Then you guys will have conversations and many of those things. Other than that, the dealings of parliamentarians in the house, it remains in the house. Obi said, how many bills has the parliamentarians passed? What was the nature of those bills? They don't tell you. Unless you follow before you know. But it's about checks and balances. And also one in procedure. And sometimes we call Supreme Court. One of the issues about Ghana was one of the cardinal issues that says that no two political party individuals could become the first speaker, first deputy speaker, and the second. But someone say your uncle not free for Minano, only the first speaker.
That's right.
Then Uncle Joa is here the second.
That's right.
And he said, "Ne, ya Danny Pedalum. Now you're straightforward, which means two MPP members."
And but
that is not what is in the constitution.
Wow.
So we say what goes on in parliament stays in parliament because a common convention. And now speaker and back in cover by say muye majority group and not majority caucus. Because we have majority caucus, the total number of MPs you get at the end of every election. In 2020 election, it was 137.
Yeah.
137. But because most people have a hazy memory, and then if he said the word was majority group and not majority caucus. And predominantly, now you need majority leader and minority leader.
Yeah.
But that ruling there was a particular ruling now you see when you sit in a chair in the absence of the speaker, you can't vote. Okay. And nobody called Supreme Court. And Supreme Court said, considering whatever is happening now, please allow him to vote.
Wow.
And no, Ababe part of parliamentary procedure and parliamentary precedence, which is part of democracy. And you see one of the checks and balances. Those are the things.
And a ruling there course on Ra. It was Supreme Court, no. And also bet my Ababe part of parliamentary procedures and
I'm share conversations now from the top lawyers and constitutional lawyers.
Yeah.
Not just said there were two issues. One was about the decision about Bagby taking.
Yes.
Number two, and the core principle of Article 97
1G
and 1H.
Yeah.
Near see and run near about Bagby.
Yeah, what you say. Atemu
exactly.
Supreme Court the by or the tabuato near where no so when you free.
Exactly. No, and you cry say Abagbagbe has the right to declare the seat vacant.
That's right.
That is what happened yesterday.
Yeah.
They are now coming to go into the main details to find out whether Abagbagbe has the power and the authority to take the decision he took. And the public education here and awareness creating here because we are parliamentarians. Now, we are in parliamentary affairs. We are now saying, started something called parliament in about the year 2000, 2001, President Kufuor's time. Sure, even sometimes you have the majority, but and all the cases are women in the until let's even say NPP is the majority group. It's not all the cases that they have the amendment. You still need the NDC people to help you. And so we can say the constituencies will be disenfranchised and they will lose. No, sir.
No representation.
No, sir has no MP for 4 years.
Yeah.
And say, yes, hypocrisy. Then again, in parliament, some parliamentarians don't come to parliament. And you now can about because parliamentarians are one back after 10 o'clock. We'll cancel you out. Another time, Obetina or see. Some of them are doing businesses without the permission of the speaker. It's to ensure that every parliamentarian comes to parliament. It is all part of the point we say what goes on in parliament remains in parliament because they are like big uncle and nephews. And sometimes they go overboard and they do many of those things. But now I wasn't too happy that we are going into these legalities and we are over legalizing this whole thing. And say I'm sure and I create insecurity now my because meeting
in what way?
Because I raise the political temperature.
Okay.
And once you raise the political temperature, what is going to happen is this: when they go back to sitting, Abagbagbe has the right to suspend parliament, adjourn parliament again. But the last time no mushaya no say na parliament house, a international conference center.
But na parliament.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And she say one who military force or more.
Yeah,
but they did not enter the chamber.
That's right.
To the extent, say in Africa and I say in West Africa, you have military takeover, you have coup d'etats, and many of those things. If the military should enter the chamber, are you going to arrest the Speaker of Parliament, or you are going to arrest any of the MPs as to whether who sit here, who doesn't sit here, many of those things? The international community could say, there's an attempted military takeover in Ghana, parliamentarians are being arrested. And the first question now, Ubisa time now, President Rawlings was the military officer. One of the reasons our man military uniform, Ayaba democracy was that the Americans in particular, they were interested in democracy in Africa.
Yeah.
And they were using Ghana as a point of contact. Queen Elizabeth Baha, President Clinton Baha. Yeah. They do not just come. And they are interested in what we do as part of the democracy, no. Because around us in West Africa, Cote d'Ivoire was a constitution, no. Nigeria has a problem. Togo democracy, they have problem with it. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, they don't have a state. We are the only people here that they can rely on in terms of geopolitics, because I'm a student of geopolitics and I've done it for almost 28 years now. So the Americans are watching. Almost everybody is watching. And in the interest of the NDC, said your mama call the ambassador to...
That's right.
Huh.
And autonomous from more.
Exactly. And I'm call yeah. Call you know. Instruction be for American embassy by.
So wow, better to ye kabi mami kabi a memoirs no. Ye mouse akwenya no ma onya visa. Enfa America.
And American kaya no, net is the West that is speaking. Na
as America your maya ono no de no. America kasa.
No, he lead the West.
Canada and kasa.
No, but Canada bear the same thing. Britain bear the same thing. France bear the same thing. Holland bear the same thing. NATO groups no. Na bear the same thing.
Na so mo monte me kasa.
Omonka. Sa no mo. Now only the danger aspect of it.
Kache.
Omo can say individuals who will create election violence.
That's right.
But yeah profiling no. Yeah nim say enye only individuals. Ever to the fifth layer.
Wow.
And to business
fifth layer near
business partners, your blood relations, your church associations, and the circles you planning. So it goes far more than particular individual now or creative problem. No. Among also can say individuals with brave visa. When you get to the point of entry, they can return you and cancel your visa.
Wow.
And those who do the profiling, they are Ghanaians. They are people you have seen or connect with them on Facebook and many of those ones. And those are the kind of critical issues as about democracy, governance, and politics. Ghana is a key partner to the West. Even as Ankara now, you call East Kakrano, they have a problem.
Yeah.
The Ukraine-Russia war, any geopolitics and what we say, and look at they have a problem. We are key partners to the West.
But the Bakasano around a normal year ACCA, any tension I would say Ehuruba based on the Yakoso Parliament, Yakoso Yaseni Biana. What about the leader of the country, the president, the executive leader? Nekasano, does it in any way indicate Obia what is situation that your woman say? My typical example. Now you are Wakasa was me hand you over a year to me no Emma Obia. Onu on nim said yes, and manage your mind. Kasa bisa no boa bay na boa ma tension ne ba fom.
No, any are tantamount to coup d'etat. Because someone say he's the leader of the state. And to okay, no, some of the party members no bekan some of those things. And yet those days and can you bet you. Now because security accountability is very low and today police for do not work the way they are supposed to work. But those statements and those sentences are tantamount to coup d'etat.
Any political statement?
No, any political, because someone said Cote d'Ivoire guy, no, or it's a constitution. A coup d'etat.
Oh wow.
Coup d'etat, any instance, any situation, any event, no, a constitution.
Oh.
And that is coup d'etat. And it's not only the military people who plan coup d'etat, civilians plan coup d'etat. New year or Cote d'Ivoire, coup d'etat.
But this is a president. I can't carry all call the baby. So
no say no so yeah commander in chief of the Ghana Armed Forces and he has the military at his disposal. He has the police. He has all the state organs and electoral commission to some extent because he made appointment. And it makes all manner of people read meaning to what you said, particularly when the 2020 election was not that free and fair, and results were changing almost every now and then. And up to today, nobody know the actual results we had in the 2020 election. And the thing I can say about let the political rhetoric it should come down a little bit because you are a key leader of a political party.
Okay.
So one sure will Kasamu here. Some other people will also speak. Now a raise temperature. No. So raise temperature. You might not be the one creating the problem by your followers. And it's a warning to all of them.
You have political language in the shortly, but you come back to Parliament and the Supreme Court. Ruling ya by confusion by a bit me every month. But Titru Sabre a Council of State so and now Speaker and Pumagia What's
What is their work? Is their work does it involve the speaker's office? No, it doesn't involve them. They are supposed to advise the president. And here beside answer, what has been the advice they've given to the president publicly for all this year? Galamsey is there. Have they spoken about it? No, Ameswale is there. Have they spoken about it? No, a whole lot of issues in this country. What was the Council of State? And I think it is part of the illiteracy and the ignorance of what we're doing, democracy in Ghana in particular. There were rules and regulations, and there were roles and responsibilities. And here beside I say, even the chieftaincy ministry, what is their role and chieftaincy and Boko? Council of State, what is their role and responsibilities about the governance systems in Ghana? Then you talk about the Peace Council. What are the attributes of the Peace Council? What is the power they have? I think we just create too many problems in Ghana. No, but Council of State has become like a gentleman's group. What has been their role in this country? I don't know whether they even pay them or not, but hey, what have they done that is so productive? Say, Obe can say, oh, we have Council of State. What before Yenny say, when they have a problem, they don't resolve it. Then they go around the problem, creating other agencies and other confusions around this whole thing. The Council of Parliament is a straightforward thing. What the parliamentarians want to cure here, one, conflict of interest. Two, to avoid people jumping from one party to the other. These are the two things they want to cure. And in the wisdom of Omo Amutra Constitution, Omo the guidelines be brave in the form of the articles you guys are quoting.
That's right.
Then you also go to Parliament and find out Asipena na SCN, the speaker then what did he do? Now they are saying this is in the future when it happens, this is what we are going to do. But and Obiabe lawyer, we are overrunning almost everybody. We are running ourselves, and we are talking about Parliament. Many of the days are parliamentarians who call Parliament. Omansha, Omanya names no, Omunya yakran and government business did not take place. One apart from more media guys are more called Parliament. Who took it serious and who was concerned? Say NDC and as MPP parliamentarians are back Parliament. And in the SO no man yet. And now many of the laws are almost call almost sign any judgment debts are ever. Is it just their presence in Parliament or the effectiveness of what they do as parliamentarians? Other than that, then the judgment debts and many of those ones that come that go to court, and today the court is complaining. Then they should have been complaining long time ago. But I think sometimes to see any it's like we overrun one another to show I have power when you do not have that power. I think we need to take our time.
Name for Musadia no. Say ye pray and person ye say ye what to be chain will be no.
Before na ye tire sadia no. Any
you know before.
Sometimes I don't want to say your politics in account. More can say NMDA.
Okay, NMDA. Nimdia knowledge.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the number be yet to say ahomaso. Any pesemikumenya.
Okay.
And those are the things. Other than that, in almost all things, wisdom must lead. And particularly when you are arbitrating, let's just say we are nyame. You are God. And in the traditional setup, now they don't have written constitution. They have been able to rule their communities. How much more you guys who have been to Oxford and Cambridge and Premier University Legon and Yale and many of those ones. Nyamana mo yeno. Any near traditional authorities yeno. I just say momo diano mistakes we brave them and see.
But yeah, no be a Council of State for EA because look, a buying business ever affected, and on base situation and no matter what do I buy any DS in any no, and I'm saying if you any atenasi no, and yejuma, and I'm saying Tawan Tower Rasobe and yejuma. When you say no more prevent.
No, but how many years in parliamentarian start stating? I then Nyamani be bro so muyano. Parliamentarians come babe, they are coming to go on recess.
Yeah.
Because some now they said they have adjourned because some here time to go and do politics.
Yeah, campaign.
Time for all these years. And after today, Kranomijidi said some of them are praying, say speaker should not call back. So that they will have time to go and do jamboree and do campaign and many of those things because they are losing their seats and there's competition and many of those things. Yes, and this is very important. But the question I have is, I said they have been sitting from 2021. Until from 2021 to where we are now, Mina, is it that there are some deals that must go through that people are not telling us the truth? That is it that when governments change, then all of a sudden judgment depth and many of those things? Probably. Even special prosecutor, you guys have intimidated him so much that and they were Johnny.
You guys, as in
anybody who has intimidated the special prosecutor.
Okay.
And then he's afraid. He can't speak again. Other than that, you need a special prosecutor to even find out what are the deals they'll be signing from now to 7th January.
Yeah.
So because not many people speak the truth in Ghana. A lot of people are liars and they speak lies and many of those things. And our politics and Kasaba are very expensive. And so it's affecting our democracy. And it's what is one presidential candidate say, I'll reduce the total number of ministers, is to reduce the cost of governance. Which is also part of some of the deals, because political party funding activity about one of the critical security threats facing Africa, in Ghana in particular. Those who finance the campaign say government by power no more taking positions without appointment, and they begin to sign most of the deal, and it leads to political fraud.
Wow.
Or it leads to financial malfeasance. Until Ushe Ghana Auditor General report, any Afro barometer, many of the things they are saying, Ushe the financial malfeasance, when you go into it and investigate, you could see say it's either leading to some few people who have financed political party activities of certain parties.
Not the etiano no. Afa ye mewura eye kasa ahodo aye tete wabra ye kwa batom. We are very simple. President Mahama, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. President Mahama den se misa num ato Bawumia nim. Bawumia so yi ano a ono so den se misa aduonum na abeyi eye President Mahama no. Na President Mahama ejina asem yi a Bawumia de ato nanim so e ka asem bi. MPP communicators do na say Mahama e di atem. What ye nyina yentie say atem di dia ne fe ni nkomo. President Mahama yentie no.
When Nana Akufo-Addo said that he was bringing when we were in nursery school, we used to learn what they call nursery rhymes. And that one, you just have to learn it by heart. Even when you are sleeping, you should be able to repeat it. So if you remember Baba, Black Sheep, Have You in the Wool? Then we had Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Those nursery rhymes. I woke up this morning and I saw 50 questions to me. It looks like our vice president has just learned those things in the 50 questions the way we used to learn Baba, Black Sheep, Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Because I asked you 5 simple questions on the economy. That's all. Simple questions that Ghanaians want you to answer. You go and respond with how many compost plants did you build? How many this did you build? That is not what the issue is in Ghana today. Let me take you down memory lane. In 1992, there was an election in America. It was between Bill Clinton and George Bush Sr. At that time, the American economy was in recession, the way the Ghanaian economy is in crisis today. And people were talking about immigration, talking about all kinds of useless things. You know what the Clinton people said? It is about the economy, stupid. Today, I'm repeating those words. This election is about the economy, stupid. It's not about all those other useless things about who built how many compost plants. Answer the 5 simple questions.
Both questions. This is about the economy, stupid. It said here, Bill Clinton, President Bill Clinton, a kind. What you know, historical allusion. So, at the church and not anymore. When yentia, I was about me, and 7 and officer economy no, Ghana for Sevilla. What do you tell?
Oh no, but say bad the word stupid. Me who come if you now wako catch me, I say me no kasana me see nonsense and I say stupid. No, it's not an insult. No, it's not an insult. And who is speaking? It's John Mahama. I don't speak for the NDC.
Okay.
But when it comes to street terms for NDC and MPP, so by infrastructure, John has done so much. Cheap compounds, hospitals, education, water. Now me see me baba lady campaign na Dodowa Hospital now see you should come and build the same thing at Labadi, La Polyclinic. Now the same thing was again. Because no, you can't compete on those lines. You can compete with John Mahama on some other issues, but about hospitals, schools, infrastructure, energy, car power plants. Say John Akofa by. And government can pay the independent power producers.
Yeah.
And you see Zoom as our major source of consultancy. Light now it goes off and all that. Wow. And the point I'm making is you can compete with John Mahama on several fronts, but not when it comes to national development, when it comes to national infrastructure, when it comes to national security, when it comes to many of the. I think because John Mahama has been in politics for so long. He served under Rawlings, he served under Mahama. He saw President Kufuor, he saw that Tamils. So it's about presidential language. I think he's far ahead. But in all kind about economy. Dr. Baumia
focus.
Yeah, Dr. Baumia, his whole area is about the economy. Okay, those lectures at Dawina.
Yeah.
That was creating traffic for pregnant women and school children and many of those things. Now he's not even doing it again. And everything we are talking about is economy. Supreme Court economy, because when it triggers into the public space and foreign direct investment is not coming, it's economy. Elections are about economy. Transportation is about economy. Fuel prices are about economy. Adriani and boy very high. Food inflation is so high. It's about the economy. And you no podium say beside 5 questions about economy, you should be able to answer it. Because he's a doctor in economy.
And questions in here simple. A day into that ye CK now what the above form. A day into the inflation acostro. A day into that say where jai economy na some can say digitization kwan
work. Digital economy.
A day into the can acostro. These are the questions.
Yes, so we should ask ourselves why is digital not linking food production in Edra to the people of Sege or the people of Kita? Why digital is not doing the connection so that you can be as again order food or Kita or Jelukope, my ancestral home and order food and all that, because digital is an economic thing. I've worked in a bank before. I have done several things and we know the importance of digitization. And to no there say a question about economics, you should just close his eyes and answer the 5 questions. Is it not the same person who has answer those questions? Yeah. So I think those are the things.
But honestly, why wrong? So what they and say Mr. Beyano, because question me to say, President Mahama, can you name any broad-based social intervention policy that you implemented in Ghana as president? Why did you run advertisement against free SHS? If you think your economic management was so good, how can we experience more than 4 years of doomsday under your government? Why did the banking system almost collapse under your government? Why did you cancel teacher trainee allowances? Now, for Wasamba, why did you cancel nursing trainee allowances? Why did the National Ambulance Service virtually collapse under your government? Why was your government unable to create even a quarter of jobs? Some questions were on also Eddie questions no.
No, me feel say I growing already because teacher training allowances. John gave the reason for cancelling it, and he went for the other one. Nursing training, John gave a reason. He went for the other one. When John left power, he solved the doomsday problem. Right. And from what MPP guys have said publicly, whether in parliament or on communication platform, they have alluded to the fact that John Mahama has solved the doomsday problem. But then again, in basic economic terms, economic finance, Bisaon said the 4 years of John Mahama's doomsday, what has been the economic outlook?
Was it really 4 years?
No, let's even say 4 years. What has been the economic outlook as compared to the head of the economic management team for 8 years? One simple indicator is the exchange rate. Because John with 4 years was 1 cedi to
3 cities, 80 pesos.
Okay, let's even say
round
no. Let's even say 4.
But the fact is 380.
No, let's even say 4. So that was 4 years of what Doomsaw.
Right.
Now 8 years without Doomsaw. What is the factor there?
Almost 17.
Why we say almost 17? We said 4, so it's 17.
Okay, so 17.
Money 20 crowd. What is money 20? No. So it doesn't really hold. I did my masters in exchange rate and its implications on economic management and many of those things. So these are things but when you look at it critically, and you even alluded, said John Mahama had 4 years of Doomsaw. What has been the economic indicators in terms of economic finance? And what about 8 years of without Doomsaw? Or no, the economic management head. We are talking about 17 cities. 17 cities, when you say a security issue.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How?
There's something we call food security. There's something we call governance security. There's a project I'm on now. We call it democracy and governance risks. It's one of them because it collapses most businesses. Guys, no more now. They are out of businesses. They'll become criminals in the street. Yeah, those who cannot feed their families, it becomes survivor. So they will be forced to go into certain things. It reduces the production capacity of businesses. It reduces the economic livelihood of families. Household income, when 1,000 Ghana cedis was at 4 cedis, $1,000 was at 4 cedis. What would be $1,000 at what? 17 cedis. Those are household economic. Now, household economic means it affects your purchasing power. What you can buy at Makola. Exactly. Exactly. Wow. And most people are out of jobs. We share most of the IMF reports about 800. Let's say 1 million people have been put into poverty. Other people are coming up. Those are all
be a multi-dimensionally poor.
Exactly. So those are all security issues. Those are all. They are issues that lead to deviant behavior.
Wow.
Deviancy. And it's also part of why you are seeing a number of demonstrations in the street and why unemployment is going up. So that is the way it works. When you are talking about economics, national governance and economics, that's the way it works.
Is there a link to a point here we make to Nientia Garamse Crampo Akosro?
Definitely, because it's a survivor of the fittest. And the boys can't get a job to do. So they are forced to go into Galamsey. Now, when you go into Galamsey without regulation, you create two things: mining terrorism and environmental terrorism.
Wow.
It is part of governance. It is part of national security. And because Usha Galamsey, you are not even so sure about those who come and the things they leave behind. And if they leave bombs and huge sounds of bombs and sophisticated weapons or something, they can take on the state. And those are some of the things to look at. So when we say you have come into power, when you come into power, there are 5 things you do. But your democracy now, it looks some way, and our politics is not so productive, and it doesn't really bring to the fore the core issues that leads to development. So it's all about partisanship and unfruitfulness.
Politics is productive
because there's no accountability. Because there's no accountability. Because there's no leadership responsibility. No.
Because me kai say Mahama penso akuntebu ade ya woken. Amafo e wona ben mo omo ye o madwen say omo beye bibia emfa mra kwem no. Emra ni omo die your friends say mills are penso.
Are you saying I should say clearing house, or is that where you are sending me to? No, sir. Send me their form with the clearing house be by. My name say be anama Juma or not time now John was doing John. I don't know why I'm keep on calling him John. When John Mama was doing President Mahama was doing the port expansion. Maybe I'm not my Juma or Tamahava for so long because everything now was a clearing house. But then predominantly political responsibility ni ho, accountability ni ho. And no, within this MPP ruling time, lawlessness has been a bit high. When you look at the numbers, I think John and Co did better.
Ninsuzu aso ye dey. O say emra ne yemfa nya adwuma lawlessness abasro. Ninsuzu aso ne ye dey. Titiru in an election year.
Ninsuzu aso che say non-punishable of offenses will always rationalize bad behavior and promote antisocial tendencies. Brofo tintini chere say Kwame kodi boni na ya nya ni hwea say Richard su kodi the same boni a onim say So these days, when you're listening to the NDC people, they are becoming more radicalized in terms of their choices of words in relation to election because of Techima South, because of Ameswale, because of Ayawaso West Wagon.
That's right.
Because of many of these things that have gone unpunished. Their choices are becoming like very radical a little bit. And I don't know, the lives of President Mahama to calm them down. Other than that, they feel say, nobody will fight for us, so we take the law into our own hands, and it will become boot for boot.
So we are looking at the court system, about our commissar, our political temperature, and our face normal. A bit matoto ye bambase, ye kwa abatu emuno. All these areas are mabobono, and the elements ne ohwa.
One of the key issues about election and election security are three things. One, Electoral Commission. Say every abai ever to be very unique. And here the unique CI, the Abano. What the CI does is to define the election procedure and outline the processes predominantly. Anytime the procedure is circumvented and the processes are contravened, it leads to election fraud. Election fraud and election violence, they are first cousins. And to baby say there's an election fraud and election violence. Whether the two of them work at the same time or you look for the other one, you will see this other one.
We'll say about for chrono bo, and as about for chrono, any your friends say about wobu basa you know.
They are first cousins. Exactly. And it's a Bakusia. Just look around, you will see the other one. Because what the CI does is to define the election processes and outline the procedure. And before I said there will be election fraud, nature said the procedure has been circumvented and the processes has been contravened.
Wow.
And from the time we register people, the limited registration, inconsistencies in every electoral commission. What is the implications on the national election? That is one. Then number two, police for near wale no, it looks like it's a glimpse of Ayawaso West Wagon. And on election day, if the police do not call off the places properly, we are likely to have such problem. Yes, so I got public education. NCC need budget. And if they don't liaise with the media houses to provide public education to Yakoto, the likelihood says we can do something funny. It is very hard.
But is it only about budget issue? I mean, what's the current form and structure of most of our institutions now? Yeah, they conform here politically exposed and I got to one. For instance, NCC penny. What's the guarantee? Say electoral education, based on her biases.
Okay, anti-education and the quality of the education. Then again. Seba election and Kasa. So these are the three things. Ever since they appointed a deputy IGP for Dampari in charge of operations, I don't usually see Dampari in the public space. We are hearing that there's a confusion and there's undermining, all manner of conflicts between him and between his office and Yohunu's office.
Wow.
Because I said Dampari Baha near election 3 Komeu. Jeffrey Komewuno, not the NDC and people were clapping for Dampari. There was no major. I left Kumasi on Monday, then Tuesday, a judicial election need to take place. We didn't see many of those things. Then what we saw at Wale Wale was not Dampari's kind of style. And the question now, besides, where is Dampari in the midst of all this? Is he on vacation? Has he taken a backstage? Are we ready for the election on the larger scale? Those are the things. But one of the key issues are about this election here, voter displacement.
Voter displacement.
Now voter displacement, every election beer has 5 time layers.
Voter displacement
Voter displacement say Obekono na within her.
Wow.
And I said there's diversion.
Okay. And
the ABC of every election. ABC the A say anopano. there'll be distribution of ballot papers and ballot officers. The risks, security risks now, all election management officers, they should listen carefully. This year, this is what is going to happen. The risks now, there'll be delays, there'll be diversions, and the box could be tampered with.
How?
Dismantling. And see, we are election management officer. Make sure, you are watching and see, there's no delay. If there's delay, do something about it. If there is diversion, do something about it. Ebia na your intentional. Ebia so na your pressure of the system. Then the B is very critical. There will be voter identification, voter information, and likely voter insecurity. What you need to look at that place and say, this is what lead to these three things. There will be deletion of names.
Deletion of names.
Names.
And one of the
a voter register, some of the names are not in.
And you know, more correct.
Then number 2, there will be voter displacement. Then the third one will be diversion. And the B, C, no year key, and your close of polls. And this is what is going to happen at the close of polls. The likelihoods, probabilities. There will be distortion on the results. There will be duplications, and there will be discrepancies. Because here we election, there will be transfer of results and transmission of results. And those are the 3 risks we need to look out for all election management officers. Now, when you use the *711 *51, limited registrations, it may be police stations.
How?
And on election day, said the time layer of Nipana or Druha Bia Nani Dini register no. Say no part between 9 to 11. It wouldn't lead to any confusion. But 3 to 5 the nervousness beba because of if somebody want to disenfranchise them.
Wow.
Bia na intentional, but the pressure on the system. And this is what coordinators can do as part of the election management system. Say the police station results neighbor. You need to look at it and ensure, all the people you know in a particular police station, they know where they are voting. And then you can use the information system or the bulk testing to people as a political party who is determined to win an election. Then the police stations, sometimes they can have police station monitoring officers. But the roles has to be properly defined so that you don't go and create problem. And these are some of the things you look out for. And in terms of pure security, we are talking about procedure, we are talking about processes, and we are talking about personalities, which includes the police agents themselves. Deployment of police agents, there need to be a final orientation for the police agents. Because Mikai in Dansoma, Edviani and Bantem, and a Bimukodi, some particular food be, and Omu die, and so many things happen. There's a particular region in this country. Deployment of ballot boxes. Some of the political party election management teams, no slack akra. And before said D-Day, no, na nyama be tasisi before say election day. No, and these are the broad terms of election security management in terms of ensure you have protect the election processes. And other way, a year since 2008, and we've done it all over the world. We will go to the U.S. election and come maybe on November 10th. Before the December elections in Ghana.
Yeah. But one thing I'm a person who Eddie Free want to say, sad deletion of names name and from so we'll see a bit in my back on election day. And you know NCSC and Abato Commissar say why you are announced will go to you know. So
what we need to do is inside say yena ebe dali *711 *51.
Yeah.
What about if it is the electoral commissioner sending us a text message to tell us where we are supposed to vote? Won't that one be better? Won't it also be better the electoral commission would displace the voters list online? So I'm from Greater Accra.
No, correct.
When I go to Greater Accra, I'm looking at maybe Adan.
Yeah.
Or Koleklote.
Yeah.
And it takes me to where I'm going to vote. When it happened that way, it means the electoral commission, that is the official statement from the electoral commission. When I use the *711 *51 hash, am I going to delete message now and I say I'll keep it? When you go to court and you are the one affected and you are supposed to come and give a testimony, and you delete the message, and you now blame the electoral commission that is what that's the message you receive. It's going to be your words versus electoral commission's words. That is one thing. Then number two, Kwame, either way, after this election, all the political parties need to look at it again. Yeah, election pink sheet no. Yeah, how many omutro I don't know pink sheet no. Say election officer.
About to commission no, yeah.
Now say we are no mama police agents for signing.
That's right.
And it's a problem but pink sheet no. Who is supposed to take a responsibility?
So about to commission and I was say taking responsibility no.
But someone say aha no they be na you see police agents for and you find say NDC MPP and electoral commission aden na pink sheet no nya ni 3 na near electoral officers no will feel the MPP the NDC we should also feel the same thing and reconcile there before we are MPP now you sign then the NDC sign on yours the electoral commission sign then they also count the NDC and they all sign so that it will be the same thing they are all doing. Exactly. Rather than say election officers who write the list, be 10,000, 12,000 in figures.
Yeah.
Then they will go and write 120,000 in words. But say in figures and words, then I want to make sure say what I have on my pink sheet is exactly what you also have. And when there's trouble, why is it that we are not holding the election officers who have been writing on the pink sheet more higher responsibility than the police agent?
Okay. Mami, you know what I say, most my phone lines. Just about 3 calls. Now, maybe a man for more questions. Beside na boy na yentwi enti ye ho ase wabra ye kwoto aba. Numbers ni simple. 020-898-4166 and 050-0000257. Ye din command ya fa election security ho ye bambo ho wabra ye kwoto aba. Enoma wodo a wose ye ma ye ni ko ho. Eno na mene Owura Richard Kumado edi ho komo anopay. Message we for Ruben Okutu o say Mr. Kumado, you are right, but you see idea ba kwa high and say ye practice tribal politics ewo ye memwa eno na ya na de ntawantawan ba menya me first caller. Hello, morning.
Good morning, Bokode.
Nyame na darma bodi na baby afrefri
From Alaji Doduwa nkasafu Doduwa
Alaji etie o
misra me say sa police station one woman ba be dina wo o ye say e be abato na koya na ankoyi enza me bisa no so the for na police for the first name say police for here o mudina you see how so the for na eba atu one na dey o mudeba
me da say o say e ba bambo ni mu a o police station no e ya srafo anasa post for one na wo so obehwe ma bambo nkoso ma answer be ya no ma me call the next caller ho na ye fa calls no tantem. Hello, morning bodi na baby afrefri.
Hello, good morning. Me Pastor Albert me frefri Kumase.
Pastor Albert etie o
right, Mr. Senka, teaching say opinion be enka on continue and say be you do election day na yen ko nya wa how bia o police station so me person ka be continue na yet being more knowledge about what is taught this morning.
I like that. That's the whole idea. Me da say be cause why more power we election powerhouse power 97.9 and a TV XYZ. Next caller me calling che. Hello, morning body na baby free. Hello, morning.
Morning, sir.
Meton kapa wudi na baby free.
Because Bantima Kumasi.
Bantima Kumasi ni afro say ja.
From India. Morning, sir.
Over here to you.
Because Bantima Kumasi.
Yo, now what was it? Over here to you.
That's the one is it. Little commission, you know. Or can you maybe just say any you too much of Antonio. You couldn't cook as a button.
Okay. All right. And no best and one shiny ye.
And Catana or painting or the picture, no. And what's on the Pesamaker? Okay, you but on Hopa.
Mateo Cano. What Francois of free Bantam say, Afro Fonso, anyone Hopa, about to come and yen and no may ye. Yeah, for last one, and I, last one, okay, last one. Hello, morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Audina, baby, I'm free.
But I'm very about
you.
But I'm me correct, Mano.
Richard Kumado.
Now, I can't say, that you question on the election. And yet, peace, you know, and yet, Damparaco, we was
10 days. Inti no there na ohande inti na election of this you know.
Me da say ene boa be boa nkomo no sa nkomo no be koso pa. Be sa kubado when here no wo ensem bi o mabisa no e bi ye bambo mo se
one. Se bambo election ban we papa police.
Enye soja.
No, papa police.
O se nanse mu na asrafo no.
No, papa police. Papa police is the one who determine whether they need other law enforcement agencies and even where to be deployed to. So the key responsibility is the police. But also then there's a problem. Muko to aba na ma yade ani to say mu call into civil war. You send all your law enforcement agencies into the field as if you are fighting one another. And that whole mentality say it is about we against them. And you see one of the things I think after this election, the key stakeholders need to look at it. One of the other issues among your coalition centers.
Yeah.
From 1992, some of our coalition centers have also contributed to election violence in this country. Go and look at the nature and the stature of some of the coalition centers.
Okay. Nature, stature.
Exactly. The building itself, the environment, the accessibility, the comfortability, and the flexibility, they are all part of contributing factors that has led to problems in this country. One of the other one here, teaching us out there. This year, Namami Jemensan said, will collate the results. Don't say declaration of election results, and it takes place at 3 places: police station, constituency coalition center. Those days we were picking it at constituency. Obaya no the region Bekahun, anti region. Then strong room.
That's right.
This year she made an emphatic statement, said they will collate all the results in Greater Accra region, announce it before it comes to the strong. A strong language, and election management officers will need to take decision and take notice of that language. Then we prepare towards the election. Exactly. And besides the jamboree, you want November or China 1st November.
Yeah.
But we are coming to start election security advocacy and education on social media. By second week in November, vote mobilization, vote identification and all that strategy need to change so that call for jamboree and campaigning, they should allow them in the field. But all the parties in the elections, NDC, NPP, independents, they need to change their strategy a bit and let there be voter education, because Yan Kasaba, what leads to rejected ballots and spoiled ballots. And you see one of the issues it leads to insecurity because the rejected ballots need more. Now, Ebimufi said they want to cheat them. Then it creates many of those things. Then the space on the pink sheet. Me feel say a little bit too small, too tiny. And writing of the words and the figures on the pink sheet.
Yeah,
a little too tiny. So that people who want to write should write.
Now why no was where yes
my can't same way for many years. I hold a speciality when it comes to election security and election.
But because why no was so correct?
Yeah, electoral commission.
I didn't know correct here.
And because elections as a whole, election management. Honestly, UK they are stand to be corrected, but they were even using one police station to declare a number of constituency election results. And normally there's a competition. Who will be first in counting your results and declaring it? There's an award for you. And you could see the role of the police, the role of the election managers, those who even declared the election results. Some of them were judges. But who declares the results? How is it declared? What is the procedure? Sometimes the key figures, parliamentary. Sometimes they even get so angry that they don't want to be part of the declaring procedure. But Mukofa democracy will free bring buyer. Baby, a Mukofa democracy di buyer no. The way no. I don't know man call her kokosia.
Ambe
the same thing because your democracy and your election your core aspect of every governance system, because you elect your leaders through elections, and your elections keep on having problem almost all the time, which means you are not doing something right.
Material cano, you another one. of this education wabra ye kwa abatorim ba medo ase eja Richard Kumado ne obre ne wadaje ne nimdie no so a ne boodin a wode abeboa enkomo yi anope ye dase pa.
Thank you.
Ye di besi ya ochira nyame ya adwa boja ye beba ye ba so a *274*10# ye the jackpot no beba obi betimanya esika say na modema mo se 5,000 na 3,000 ochira ne ye be hu ye be sha bye bye.